How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Big Six, an eagerly anticipated Big Six. I know it's a Tuesday night. You're usually seeing us on a Monday night. That's because United played. Like I said, the emphasis is on keeping the six of us together as much as possible this season. So make sure you still show the same love, people, because there's over 2K in the building. Hit the like button. Let's get to 1,000 real quick and 2,000 by the time the show ends. Show some love to the man, them. Every single channel below mine, HUGH, SAEED, GRIZZ, TOBS, MATISSE, and THUGGEry. All channels are there below, so subscribe and make sure you're subscribed right here because the Big Six show is on this channel now throughout the season, as well as all the pre-recorded content. And the pre-recorded content is helped by Manscaped. If you want to buy something from Manscaped, make sure you use our code TB620. Show them some love. It shows us some love, and in turn we can give you the content like the New York or the football stuff, foot golf, all of that. So show some love to the sponsor, people. Love for the love, as always. And I was about to ask everyone, have they been eagerly anticipating this one as well? But I've seen Matisse has turned up in a shirt and black shades. Do I wonder why, Matisse?
I mean, it's been an incredible couple of days. And I'm eagerly awaiting the episode. There's been a lot of hey Romeos, hey Moses, hey, lots of hays. So I'm looking forward to the show, man. There's a lot to say, a lot to get into, man. It's good.
A lot to say. That, funnily enough, is mostly Chelsea fans that have been eagerly anticipating this show. We all know why. Obviously, Caicedo, another British transfer record broken by Chelsea this calendar year. They've beaten Liverpool to the man. Something we kind of knew from last episode, kind of, but then they've added Lavia, or not added Lavia yet, but Lavia's pretty much said Chelsea's his preferred option as well. Matisse smiling. GRIZZ, 1-1 draw with Chelsea. They've beaten you to two midfielders you might have expected that you would get over the line. How do you feel about it all?
3 wins for Chelsea. What can I say at the moment?
3 wins. It was a 1-1. 1 draw, 2 wins.
I know it's a win for the minute, but so at the end of the day, I'm here to take it. I'm here to take it.
I see you got the NYPD.
We did warn him though. Exactly, he's bought his NYPD jumper because he knows there's been a massacre. There's been a massacre in Liverpool. That's what's happened, man. And he's coming here as a community. Hey, listen, Liverpool. I did say you guys, man. I told you guys, man. So people in the chat saying it should not call Liverpool anymore. You know what I mean? Because there's no pull. There's no pull in the Liverpool. You know, and you have to be bluntly honest. Nobody wants to come there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't that team. When teams come calling, they're like, what other options are there first? Oh, yeah, you know what? I'll go there. Amrabat was like, yo, no. And that's what happened with Caicedo and Lavia. He's like, yo, listen, I ain't looking to go down there, man. I'm looking to stay in London, and you, man, are in the mud. You know what I'm saying, man? It ain't easy. You know what they say? It ain't easy. GRIZZ, this is why I made it for you, bro. It's for everyone. It ain't easy.
The ITK game is a humbler. It's a humbler crumbler. I warned you. Quickly. I warned you, brother. I warned you, brother. I warned you. Listen, you see Liverpool Football Club. You see Liverpool Football Club, right? I got to give it to you. It was a great game of chess. But you must leave the table with something. You cannot leave with 0 out of 2 midfielders. How can you go to our main target, the girl that we've been chatting to for 3 months, and leave something that you had stable, something that you had stationary? You walk away from that chick in Romeo and you go to ours, and then you forget to text over the weekend. Romeo Lavia was in London celebrating with his friends. They're saying he was personal terms agreed. The whole time we took that player, swooped him, and then you were thinking about what was going over with his hand, and you didn't watch this one. So whilst you were bidding a British record of £110 million, don't talk about overpriced, because you were willing to set a British record on a holding midfielder, just like we did, but you didn't get the transfer over the line. You didn't get the player. You had Jurgen Klopp speaking in a press conference saying that we have a deal agreed. You booked a medical. The player didn't go up the M1. He said, no, I'm staying in London outside of this Travelodge hotel in Aldgate. And then you tried to lie and say you didn't have a medical test center booked because you didn't have any, interest in the player? Why would you lie? And then you tried to say that you didn't bid 60 million M's for Lavia after we already had the deal agreed. When you did, because it's just come out from the Southampton CEO that you did bid 60 million, but we have managed to get him for less than you bid to try and, again, take the player last minute because he's our preference. That's two players that have a preference to join us because we did the groundwork and we didn't lie to them at any point, or we didn't try and, tell them, actually, we are in for you and then we're going to go for this target for double the money. You haggled with Southampton over 5 million to go and try and pay over double for someone else. And then you tried to come back to that original target, and that original target told you to fuck off. And now you're getting quoted 80 million for Crystal Palace holding midfielders. If that is not a humbler, I don't know what is. If you don't have the money in your wallet, do not come to the table. Do not come to the table. You guys have been humbled massively. And all of this, why would he choose us? Because his agent's forcing him to. All the crap I've heard coming out of Liverpool journalists' mouth over the last couple of days. Oh, he wants to go to Chelsea because his agent is, manufacturing a move and he's being dishonest. Give it a rest, man. Give it a rest. It's embarrassing. Just accept the L, just calmly and with composure. You don't need to try and manufacture some lie. I've heard everything under the sun talking about FFP when you guys know damn well how this works. You know that we've gone through loopholes, and you know that UEFA have closed the loophole this summer, and now the Premier League have closed the loophole for next summer. You know exactly how we're doing these transfers. You guys know about amortization. It's being already explained by multiple people, but yet you want to continue to keep on lying to yourselves, and you won't just accept it. But what it actually is that you came into the race and you lost twice, and that's it. That is it. It just goes to show that making history in the last 20 years is more important than talking about the history that you made 100 years ago, because it's the same thing that's going to happen with Man City. Whether you like it or not, these young 21, 22, 23-year-olds are going to be watching the success that they are doing currently, and they're going to be supporting that, and they're going to be inspired by that. And because you've done history way back when, and then you've had a little spurt here with Klopp, now suddenly you're thinking, oh, no one would want to join Chelsea. Why would anyone want to join Chelsea? It's not 2003. Where we only had a couple of FA Cups and a league in 1955 to hang on to. We've had 20 years of success. We've got inspirational players that actually have held themselves to the highest level for other players to now follow suit and be inspired. The Drogbas, the Kantes. So you have to hold that. We're a big club. Of course we can take these guys. It's not a problem. It's not a problem, man. It's not a problem. Yo,
that
was sick. That was fucking sick.
He chefed him. He said you were too busy talking about history instead of making history for the last 20 years. What a grilling! Oh my days.
That was a bar. Still. That was actually a bar.
You know that American meme. Damn, double homicide. That's what that was. Double homicide. Fucking hell, man. You didn't need to do him like that, Matisse. That wasn't nice.
It wasn't for the community, man. It was for everyone. For everyone. It was for everyone. Because
I respect that.
The thing is, the last couple of days, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I expected to get both. I said to everyone, I thought we'd get one and Liverpool would get one. But the amount of excuses that came out afterwards as to why Liverpool didn't get who they wanted was just a shambles. It was sad. The media merry-go-round. The pushing out of the narratives as to why he wouldn't want to go to this big historical club. Why would he choose London? Listen, it's an open playing field. Everybody can be humbled at any moment. At any moment. This is the Premier League. So don't question a man's dreams to play for Chelsea just because you don't want to come to your club. Do you know what I'm saying? You came in last minute. You didn't even have personal terms agreed. Klopp had never spoken to the player once. You put in an 110 million British record bid with no groundwork done on the player. We've spoken to Lavia from last summer. You have to remember that. Joe Shields, we know Lavia from way back. But you guys did no groundwork for Caicedo, came with a big bid And now you've showed the whole of Europe. You're playing poker. You showed all your cards. Everybody in Europe knows that you need a 6 and you got 110 million pounds. So good luck being, humble with your money and, doing things the right way. Good luck with that, because you're going to have to overspend now, whether you like it or not, unless you're going to end up with trash. You're going to have to overspend. So now you're going to have to be one of the bad guys in the story. Because usually it's like, all the Klopp was saying when Pogba was signed, we will never spend 100 million. If the day we spend 100 million, I'm leaving the sport. Nah, brother, you're going to have to spend more than you can believe. You're going to have to spend more than you can believe. You better join the party. Yeah. If you don't join, you're going to get kicked out of the group chat. Do you know what I'm saying? You better join the party, get to spending. Arsenal are spending. Man United have always spent. We've spent. Man City have spent. Bruv, sooner or later, if Tottenham get a takeover, they might start spending. You're gonna have to spend. You're gonna have to stop playing this whole, card of we're doing things. No, you better spend. Now you guys want to spend. You have to. You must.
Really, man, chat. We wanted to hear from you.
I want a rebuttal.
Yeah, I want a rebuttal.
When you get one over on GRIZZ, when you get one over on GRIZZ, he usually goes, "Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem." Then he says something else. He doesn't even have an "okay, no problem" in his locker. He's that broke.
No. I think there's something coming here. He's got something cooking. Let's wait to hear.
If what he's got cooking is decorated for 80 million, then I don't want to eat whatever that's
the next Caicedo.
Yeah,
I don't want to eat whatever.
The next Caicedo.
I don't want to eat whatever's being
I actually think he's a decent player, but not 80 million.
Go on. 80 million for him when you had Lavia there for 50.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If you've unloaded, if I may.
Oh, by the way. He's breaking news.
Oh, you know where it is.
The guy's shaking.
Full screen, please. Full screen.
Full screen, man.
Please, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Just before you go, Lavia to Chelsea. Here we go. Deal agreed between clubs on final fee, short of 60 million, add-ons included. Structure also agreed. Lavia will undergo a medical test this week. Just informed by clubs that the agreement has been reached. Romeo said yes to Chelsea on Monday. Just before you go, that is the breaking news. Apparently, according to a Belgium source, he changed his mind because he saw that Liverpool were not as his priority anymore, and they went after Caicedo. That was after a Belgium journalist report that earlier today. Proceed, brother.
There are times in life when we are reminded of our own mortality. We are but flesh and bone, atoms of chemistry. Oftentimes, when you are comfortably taken in the majesty of the jungle, you do not notice the mud slowly engulfing your ankles. You are drinking in the complex ecosystems and wildlife, marveling at their coexistence when all the while the mud is now swallowing your calves. A lion, the king of the jungle, approaches. But as you look to flee, you find out, to your horror, that mud has enveloped you from the waist down. You are now but a tasty snack for the wild beast. And so it is the cycle of life. You are once again returned to the universe as atoms and energy. Who are we to question what comes next? As mere football fans, who are we to ponder the quantum nature of our afterlife, if indeed there is an afterlife? And it is indeed a question for this panel forum. Toby, I come to you humbly. What becomes of us after we pass?
What the fuck?
Why Toby?
What just happened?
Well, why Toby? Yeah, why Toby?
Man said Toby, what becomes of us after we pass?
Because he's the only person that has spent a whole heap of money on the panel.
Some very interesting ideas and concepts, as I expected from Toby. Brother Toby, thank you. As always, with these ideas in mind, and Brother Toby's sage words, we come once again to the one central truth. The transfer window this summer is yet another example of football is a humbler. FSG is a crumbler. This has been an official statement from myself, GRIZZ Khan. I will not welcome any questions, but nevertheless, I'm prepared to answer between 0 and 2. Thank you.
Or you must answer more.
This brother said, I'm not going to answer any questions.
0
doesn't
to
work
2.
like that.
This is
It doesn't work like that,
NYPD.
unfortunately, around here.
Did you not
We
see the
had-
tweet?
we
Did you
had
see the
to-
tweet that someone pulled up, Matisse? When
Which tweet?
there was
The
a
Glock?
Liverpool, there was a big Liverpool account that tweeted.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
game.
chat
He
GPT.
said, "Oh, we need one of these." GRIZZ said, "Why only one?"
Bro,
Wow.
bro, they were. Listen, it was a great back and forth, but I think I rang GRIZZ when the 110 million pound bid went in, and he was like something about a lion or something. I can't remember. But now when I check my badge on my club's crest, I see a lion standing right there, and it's holding this phoenix by the neck and strangling it and dashing that bird to the ground and saying, "Listen, hold that." And I don't know who's going to play in that 6 for you this season, but I look forward to it. You must answer questions. You must.
As I said, I don't welcome any questions, but I must answer. I'm willing to answer 2, 0 to 2, between 0 and 2. There's a few issues. Stop fucking messaging my phone, innit? You're dead to me.
The source.
So you're so
You're dead to me.
So, a couple of things that I want to address, if possible. Thank you to my attorney and counsel for preparing that statement with me. The man, the myth, me and Skull Thuggery got together and prepared a defense statement. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. So, look, from a Liverpool point of view, that was a humbling and a half. It was an embarrassment of events, sequence of events. With regards to Lavia and Caicedo, absolutely embarrassing. Lack of structure, lack of clarity, lack of cohesion throughout the organization. It was a shambles. And Chelsea fans, especially Brother Matisse, has every right to revel in the glory. Absolutely. They took whatever analogy you want to use, they've done that. All the analogies that we've seen took Liverpool this, took them to the cleaners, raped them this, that, blah, 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 all of that business, Weber. You done us. You absolutely done us. From the ITK point of view, I done my part. I said we're about to break the transfer record and make a bid for Moises Caicedo. Remember, I did say that. And we did do that. My club didn't get over the line. I don't sign the checks. I then said we've actually gone back to Lavia and made another bid, but it's up to him to decide. It's come out today. We did make another bid, even though the Liverpool journalists denied it. Matisse, you'll be aware. I think you actually mentioned it. We did actually make another bid. So from the ITK point of view, fine, no problem. I done my part and relayed the information. The people that signed the checks, unfortunately, didn't have the capacity. But from a Chelsea point of view, in terms of getting one over us, or 2 over us, as the case may be, wow, sensational work. By hook or by crook, they had to do what they got to do. They've rebuilt their midfield, and now I'd say they have one of the most feared midfields in Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia, possibly around. Obviously, time will tell. From a Liverpool fan point of view, I have no excuses until the window closes. The only excuse I will say is I am devastated and embarrassed for what Chelsea have done to us. But from a Liverpool fan point of view, I just need a DM or 2 before the window closes. The reason why I'm hurting is because you guys, and Matisse knows how much I rate Caicedo. He's one of the best midfielders in the world, in my opinion, in his position. I'm hurting. I'm in pain because Chelsea have got him, and the way they got him, because we actually made a bid for him. But
How
again,
did it come? What's the reason it came to this? Because you could have made a bid 2 months ago.
Exactly. No one knows.
That's my point.
No one knows. Basically, they done us. Caicedo and his agent and his people, they done us bad. They tricked us into thinking, no, make a bid. We were open to a move. And you know what? They smashed it. Moses Caicedo and his agent smashed it. So fair play. And obviously, as a result,
Big liars, by the way. They're big liars.
obviously,
To be
big
fair.
liars. But obviously, they had to do what they got to do. Once we then quoted Caicedo, you guys have seen all the analogies on Twitter, and everyone's bust the same jokes. So I'm not going to do the same. The girlfriend in a club, and you're going to this. Everyone's rinsed it to the water. So I'm not going to say the same shit because Big Six, we're moving on. We ain't rinsing, copying other people's jokes and whatever. You know the analogies. What I'm going to use, or people have used. It's true. It's true. You're quoting Lavia. We've been quoting Lavia. They've been quoting Caicedo for 6 months. How are we moving to the next girl? Suddenly like that and say, oh shit, look at that. Oh shit, look at that.
We were like a pimp.
Yeah. And we missed out on that. And then we went back to this one. Nah, babes. I'm just playing. I was asking the time.
I just say GRIZZ though.
Are you going over and
did
asking? No, let me
happy.
finish it, my brother. Let me finish
Yeah,
it.
go on, sorry.
How are we saying, oh no, I just went to ask the time? You didn't ask the time. You put Rolex on her watch, on her wrist. You gave her diamonds and pearls. You offered her diamonds and pearls, and then you're coming over back to me, and Lavia's the other me. To Lavia, we're saying we ain't looking to take you Nando's. We're struggling to take you to Dixie's and Morley's in South London. So how's he gonna feel now? He ain't gonna say nah, everything's rosy. This is 2023. He's gonna stand up for his right and say, yo, you courted me, and you saw next thing, you moved to that. You didn't have the capacity. They didn't want you. They used you. And now you come back to me. We lost out big time. We lost out massively. We lost out big time. And the embarrassment and the shame comes from the Chelsea rivalry, the banter, I got one, you got one. No, they took both and they destroyed us from that aspect. And that's embarrassing. But for me, from a Liverpool fan point of view, guys, if we don't get a DM or a number 6 before the end of the season, that will be the end of my hopes and aspirations for this season. That will be the most damaging. This is damaging from a embarrassment purpose, the way they dealt with us. But from the footballing and season purposes, we must. FSG, I'm talking to you. We must get a DM. I don't give a shit how much we're being quoted. Matisse is referring to my tweet today. We've been quoted 80 million for THUGGERY. I reckon they deal at 70. We've been quoted 60 million for Paulina from Fulham, a 28-year-old. I reckon they probably deal that thing. Florentino Luis, we've been quoted 70 million. He's on the subs bench at Benfica. I don't give a shit. We have to hold that. We have to do what we got to do. They taught us the lesson. They got the capacity. Fair play to Chelsea. We didn't have the capacity. So now we must work, we must operate, and we must get a DM, because I'm telling you now, if we don't, the community man is finished. Absolutely finished.
I have to add as well, this is no dunking on the community man now. That's over with. But you see John Henry to come to our stadium in an angry little feudy, you know, I'm not happy with the way that you're moving, and you come to our stadium with that attitude, brother. I mean, you have let your football club down. That's what you need to be thinking about. Because all this time, oh, we don't have the Jude Bellingham money. Excuse me? What do you mean you don't have the Jude Bellingham money? Look at the money you were just ready to spend on Caicedo. You went after Jude. They put their transfer plans on hold last summer. Didn't get a DM because they said, oh, we're going to get Jude Bellingham. Now they tried to say, oh, we don't have enough money for Jude Bellingham, which they do, because I think Caicedo was going to end up becoming more expensive because we were dealing in pounds, not euros. And they don't get Jude Bellingham. And then they come with this foolishness. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
It's shambolic, and it's indicative of the club right now off the pitch. On the pitch, I guess we may get into the game at some point.
We will.
On the pitch, not so damning, but off the pitch right now, we're everything that I used to big us up about. So I have to hold that, because we are.
You take Fabinho back now.
Off the pitch, we are embarrassing. I personally wouldn't.
They got great money for him. They got great money.
The problem is, look, banter aside and jokes aside, the problem is now we have 2 weeks to fix it, and we can still fix it. You guys know my prediction. As long as we get 2 players in, I'm still happy and calm keep my prediction at 2. But
The
if
problem
we
is though, it's
if
not
we-
the
hold
quality
on,
that you probably wanted.
Yeah, do you because you've
want-
missed out on 2 special players, right? So it's
I
not just anyone you need, innit? You need someone great.
No, we missed out on one. In my opinion, we missed out on
Okay.
one special player. You know
Okay.
me. I rate Caicedo as a transformative player. Lavia
Mhm.
would have been Lavia was always thought to be an understudy to Fabinho. Fabinho is the part that
Yep.
rocked us. So we either need a world-class potential midfielder like Lavia, or we need established someone. And we have 2 weeks to do it. And I'm going to give them 2 weeks because that's the kind of man I am. I'm the community man. They have 2 weeks to find us a player. Otherwise, hell will break loose. Hell will break.
The last time you had time to do it, who did you buy? What was that player that you bought from?
Alpha.
Who was his name? The Brazilian guy, the midfielder
Barella.
that you've
No, we
probably
didn't
never
have
seen.
time. We didn't have time. That was on deadline day. We didn't have
That
time.
was about us alone. But when you're on panicking, you don't really do well as well in that aspect. Remember, last couple of summers ago, you bought these defenders in that came in, and that was last summer. So I don't know, man. I think for me, Liverpool have snookered themselves. You know what I mean? And you know what? Lavia has every right to reject Chelsea after that. Because imagine you're chasing him, and all of a sudden you move over, jump ship, got this imaginary money that's come out of nowhere, and you dilly-dallied around Lavia. This is shame on Liverpool. Like, I know I'm not trying to be, and we've had our banter, but this is really shame on Liverpool. And you know what I mean? 1 minute it's FSG, 1 minute it's FSG out. You fan base can't keep your mind up on that one. So again, for me, I just find it whole confusing. And now your predictions surely will change either way, because at the end of the day, you're not going to get that DM that you wanted. Even if you get the ones that come in, it's still going to be not for me enough. And at the back as well, the same. I still see problems in the back as well. So listen, man, Liverpool, it's a humbler, man. I'm loving it. I can't lie to you. I don't feel no sympathy toward Liverpool. They deserve this. Hold that. Hold that.
100%.
I don't know what you guys, but I'm saying, hold that.
Grizz, you said obviously regarding the Indano stuff, getting that right, and then you don't cut the checks. Matisse is saying it's recent history that's led to their decision to sign for Chelsea. What is it? Have Chelsea
you mean the pull factor and all
have
that?
Chelsea offered more money, or
Yeah,
We have.
Yeah. They know that, and there's no.
But we haven't given them some stupid money though.
But the thing is, look, and I'm going to be very honest here. That kind of stuff don't mean nothing to me. It's not my money. I'm not an accountant. And if they have the capacity to offer extreme wages, we know Man United operate like that as well. You offer them lucrative wages. We offered him 125 a week. He's now getting 250 a week. Who's going to say no to that? They double people's wages. They double the agents' fees. No problem. The fact of the matter is they done what they had to do. So we relied on the pull, and he's going to say yes to us. We got done. Now, obviously, there's loads of banter going around on online base. Liverpool ain't got the pull. Calm down. Caicedo is a Chelsea fan from day, and he's a young player as well. So he knows about recent history of Chelsea. He's a Chelsea fan from the video that he's done with his mum. It's very nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very, very nice thing.
I'm not sure I'll buy it, man.
yeah, that guy's red line's been on for 6 months.
In Ireland,
I was gonna say,
in Ireland, Caicedo is known as is what we call a slapper. Someone who's happy to go with anyone. Yeah, like
absolutely.
The girl in the club who gets ran through. You know, that kind of vibe. That's what Caicedo is. Whoever's willing to.
Hey, you relax. That's my midfielder you're talking about. He's gonna be running. He's gonna be running on the grass, all right? So that's all he's gonna do.
I'm sure he will, man.
He will run through that grass,
I'm
right?
sure
So
he'd want to. You know what I mean? If you're dropping that much,
my point being,
my guy,
my point being, Chelsea fans can glorify that, and if they believe that he only wanted them and he was not willing to go to anyone else, that's fine. But what I won't really accept really is about the pull factor, because, you know, what's that based on? If you're going to say recent history, it's been 6 seasons they haven't finished above us. We've beaten them in 3 finals, the last 3 finals. You know, go on, TOBS, you're going to interject, of course.
I do want to interject in this one, because Caicedo is 21 years old, right? 21 years old. Yeah. So he was born in 2002.
I've just said that he supports them. Yeah, you know, so
then you've answered your question. You're obviously.
I know, but But I'm
Yeah,
not.
no one's saying that Liverpool. Well, I don't know what
They
people
are. This
saying.
is my point. You don't know what I've been messaging, the messages I've received. Do you understand? I'm responding to the people. I'm not saying you. I'm saying the messages that I've received. We ain't going to pull. We've just pulled the World Cup winner, Alexis McAllister. We just Dominic Szoboszlai, a European star. And we don't know who we're going to end up with else as well. We've got Gakpo, who Man United wanted. We've got Nunes, who Man United wanted. Who else did we just buy? Jota.
Yeah, celebrate that one.
Say again?
Celebrate the Nunes one. And,
No, I'm not celebrating. What I'm saying is the pull factor with Caicedo doesn't wash with me. With Lavia, we fucked up the deal. So I get it. You done us hard and you negotiated brilliantly and you used and abused us. But don't use the pull factor. That's what I'm trying to say. With Caicedo, he's a Chelsea fan. End of story. So he wanted Chelsea. That's it. And that's the end of it. But
and also it was also as well, GRIZZ 007, the memes, like 7 transfers that you couldn't get, you know, Jude Bellingham,
yeah, that's kid
Caicedo.
stuff because we'll still end up with players. They're not off. None of them were sort of. No one gets their first choice. Have you got your first choice? You've been begging for Osimhen. You've been begging for this keeper.
It's 7 high keys.
If you want to
get
my nephews and make up memes like that, then all of our clubs have not got the players that they wanted. We can name 7 players that even Man City.
But these are 7 major ones, so
not Man City, but other clubs. We can name all 5, 6 targets that the clubs wanted and didn't get. What does that mean?
No, we're talking about 7 key major targets.
I'm not here. I'm not here to win the transfer market. I'm here to finish above all you lot on the pitch. And apart from last season, consistently my team has. That's what we're interested in. And I'm saying again, we're gonna finish above all of you lot, apart from Man City.
I can't believe you're.
You know what, GRIZZ?
Regardless,
I'm actually inclined to agree with GRIZZ. I'm inclined to agree with GRIZZ on the Caicedo one, the pulling. Like, it's been a horrid summer for you in terms of pulling. It has been. It's been a bad look. But in terms of the Caicedo one, you can't really overlook what Chelsea were offering. When Chelsea say we'll give you an 8+ 1 year contract on 250 grand a week, this young fella's going, yeah, like that's life changing for generations of Caicedos, and Liverpool aren't going to offer that as well. So that's
I disagree, because but Hughie, they've just the wages from Fabinho and Henderson. Where's that money then?
Yeah, but Liverpool aren't going to give that to Caicedo for 9 years.
Though. No, but I get it.
Why would Liverpool guarantee Caicedo 9 years? That's crazy.
Come on, man.
We have some more breaking news.
They've let go Fabinho and Henderson. Their wages should accommodate for Caicedo. If they value him at that price.
We have some more breaking news. I don't know if Matisse wants to say, but apparently Crystal Palace are also raising questions about Chelsea's behaviour. I don't know if you want to read that out.
Yeah, so they think that we've tapped up Elise, but
they think,
well, they think so. I don't know if we have, but listen, he's got a release clause.
I don't see this anywhere.
So basically,
can you reveal the sources?
Yeah, it's coming out on Crystal Palace are making complaints like.
Yes.
But as I said, you don't care. You don't care. I'm the police, innit? I'm the one.
We're just doing what you did with Van Dijk. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the one who's going to look into it. You relax for now.
What are you looking into? You're a former offender.
I'm going to look into it.
You're a former offender with Van Dijk. Why are you looking into this?
Going to like to reform?
By the way, Matisse,
you have a criminal record. Why are you even wearing that top? You got a criminal record. Why are you wearing that? Why are you wearing that jumper?
Hey.
Take that off.
But you know what?
One can be reformed character. You give chances. So if Liverpool, the point being is we know Chelsea are operating however they're operating, but they got what they got done, and now the attention and the pressure switches to Chelsea Football Club now because.
Oi, come on, GRIZZ. This is where you ride. Come on.
Sorry.
I knew there was something in him. Come on, man.
Because you've won the transfer battle.
Now, GRIZZ, now you're speaking my language.
Smashed Liverpool in the transfer.
Now you're speaking my language. Come on.
Let's go. Now you're speaking my
language. You brought out the P's. You brought out the contracts, the 9-year contracts, the 9-year jail sentences.
Amortization.
Fees. You've done all of that. So now you must deliver on that football pitch.
Energy's back.
You must.
Oh yes.
In the Champions League, the Eurovision, the World Cup, the FA Cup. You must deliver on that pitch now. Because spending money, any rich man can spend money, but now you must deliver. Take off them shades, boy.
Yes.
Take off them shades.
We
And
need
look
to
me in
see
the
you,
eye
man.
and tell me,
Respect your elders and take
go on,
off
do
them shades,
something.
brother. He's talking to
Because
you.
now is what counts.
He's talking to you, brother. Take off
I'm
them
talking
shades.
to him right there. Pilot boy.
Man said pilot, but where's he flying to?
Pilot,
Only
Where's he
with
flying
your
to?
chest, you're gonna do something on the pitch because we've talked about what you've done off the pitch and we've
Apparently it's
glorified
40
it.
points.
And I've bigged
He's
you
saying
up.
40 points.
None of this. We must get 40 points.
Nope.
None of this. We
You're
must
not fine
finish
this season.
top 6. You must be up there with the big
Challenge.
dogs. Because off the pitch, you've behaved like animals. Let's see you come to the
Facts.
table and
It's
mess
true.
with the big dogs on the pitch. Because talk is
We
empty.
must.
It's true.
Talk,
We messed with you in the second half. We should have won that game, right?
Yeah.
Enzo
Shoulda,
Fernandez.
coulda, woulda. You didn't.
And
But you
Enzo
celebrate
Fernandez.
like you won.
Listen,
That's what I
Enzo.
said. 3 wins this week for you. 2 transfers.
Listen, no, it's not 3
and
wins. It's
4.
2 wins.
3 wins for you.
It's 2 wins, and we should have won the game.
Continue.
Enzo Fernandez was balling out in the second half.
Yep, he was,
We should have finished our chances. Jackson should have
McAllister was
finished his
balling out in the
chance.
first half.
So I'm disappointed with the point, but the next 7 games, I'm looking for 21 points. I'm looking for all wins. And you're right, we must and we will. We have to.
charge.
That's
You
what I
Yeah,
went to
it's
that.
time.
You
It's
will
time
what?
for us.
You will what?
We have to be minimum in the top 3. We have to. We're getting Alicia. We got Caicedo. We have to be hitting, 75 points.
That's what I wanted
We
to
got
hear.
no Europe. We got 1 game a week. Full week to
I don't
train.
know.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know if I feel like
full week to
that's
train.
enough.
Hold on a minute.
Turkish, is that
Top
enough?
3.
He's
Full
still
week to
moving.
train.
He's still moving
And
a
I
bit.
want-
You need
I
to
want
be in a
cups as
title
well.
race.
And I want
Yeah.
cups.
You need
I
to
want
be
cups
in a
as well.
title race.
And I want
Title
cups as
race.
well.
Thank you,
That's where
Hughie.
you must be. I don't
I
want
want
to hear
cups
no
as
top
well.
4. I don't want to hear no
I
75
didn't say
points.
top 4.
Title race. Race
Hey,
for the
want-
title.
Hold on, we're gonna keep the same energy.
Other clubs in disarray. Man City,
We're
De
gonna
Bruyne
keep
out
the same
4
energy.
months.
Turkish,
Arsenal,
we're gonna keep
Timber,
the same energy.
ACL. It's
Turkish.
primed for Chelsea.
We're going to
It's
keep the same
prime for
energy
Chelsea,
he
my
used
bro.
for Arsenal.
I remember
We're gonna keep
a
the same
young
energy
Matisse
for
for
City.
Arsenal. No Champions League. Remember that, Matisse?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
remember
That's what I'm
that.
saying. We must go from 12 all the way up to the top end of the table. We must. and
Oh,
we
you
will.
must challenge
end.
for the league title.
Stop saying top end.
You must challenge for the league title.
He said top 3, guys. And last week, what did he say? Top 3 kind of
I had
means
us in
the
fifth.
challenging for the league.
I had us in fifth, and now we've got these 2 midfielders, and we look like we're going for more. So I've pushed us up, and rightly so. We have to.
800 million in the last year.
887 million.
Is this
Exactly.
real life?
You know what?
But who's
1.5
counting?
billion dollars.
We have to keep the same energy
They're
that we
American,
used
right?
to City in the early days, what I've used. Same for Arsenal. He's been talking about Arsenal spend and what they must do now. And even he's talking about Man United. Oh, Man United spending, and you want to.
Man United.
He said, "Oh,
Man
we want to
United.
finish third." He was like, "What? You want to finish third after you done, brother?
We're involved.
Brother,
We're involved.
don't go anywhere."
Anywhere. This is. Listen, you know what's mad, yeah? Listen, we're not talking about just an ordinary Chelsea. We're talking about a team that is getting Caicedo Premier League proven.
This is a
Lavia
super
Premier
team
League
now.
proven. Elise Premier League proven. They're apparently getting Diego Costa. Apparently, there's rumors of that may be
What?
possible.
Diego
then a
Costa.
striker.
What are you?
Yes.
What is this? Which sources are you? Which sources
Diego,
are you?
listen, I heard it today
Not
on the
mine.
Best of the Rest show.
You didn't hear that.
It
You
was
didn't hear
Chelsea
that from
fans.
nobody. Name the source.
No,
Name the
bro.
source.
Listen, I didn't know that. And then people, people will have my back here because I didn't know about it. And apparently they're saying, yeah, Diego Costa is apparently
Which
one of
source?
the
Who?
players that they wanted. Well, I don't know, but I got word of mouth from the people. Anyway,
Who?
besides the point.
Which
And
mouth?
then
Who?
possibly you're getting a striker as well, which I think that could be possible. We're hearing now there's going to be a super team now. So it's not an ordinary team. This is a team that's got a mixture of Premier League proven players and a manager who knows the league. So there isn't excuses of gelling players in and gelling that and gelling this. They have got the team there. The basis is there. Got Reece James now, captain, fantastic. He's going to lead them. He knows it. It's Cobham, his finest. He knows it. He gets it, you know? And I think they've got the basis now. Levi Colwill, who they wanted to keep all summer because they thought he was one of the best centre-backs, current up-and-coming centre-back. So they've got everything that they need. So you know what?
Am I running? Am I running? Am I running? No.
Am I running? No, I don't think you're running.
I'm
But
not
I'm just
running.
trying to emphasize
But
so that they
even
can
though
hear the back.
even though you hype us up, don't forget to hype up yourself. Yeah, after
don't deflect.
Yeah, but after a very fraudulent
Let's get to the Man United topic.
After a very fraudulent 3
and
points,
we will get into that.
Don't run. This is what happens on the chat. Because I know this is a good listen. I know this is a nice moment for you to potentially duck from the fight.
It is a nice.
You are not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere.
But can we not
this is now.
Let me enjoy the moment.
No. You are done enjoying. That you are finished. It's a 4-way fight now. Arsenal spent. Go and look at Arsenal's net spent over the last 10 years. Go look at Man United's spend since Man City even started this thing. Man City are there anyway, and we are there as well. 4-way fight. Don't go anywhere. The only teams on this panel. No, don't go anywhere. The only teams on this panel that have any excuses are Liverpool now and Tottenham. Everybody else on this panel on it. We go.
So what? Wait.
Why we're not different?
We go into no. You are not different. You're not different. You had a whole season with your manager. My manager's in his first season. Your manager's already had a whole season to learn the ropes. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere.
He's dragging you.
You got Champions League Varane and Champions League Casemiro. You got experience in your team, right? You are not going anywhere. You are going to come with me. Me and you are going.
Let him distract you from the fact, that Chelsea has spent £1 billion, close to £1 billion in 1 year. But it's talking about me and what my club has done. We have spent 400 million. And yes, you lot have done what you call a fast course. This is
how much have we sold? How much have we sold?
Fast course to the Premier League. I'm not joining that. I'm on the little cheap courses. You guys have done the fast track. You've gone past everyone. This is now your kind of lane to kind of win this Premier League without.
Everyone's standing in front of me.
This is your moment,
in front of me, and you know them ones that come just business class. Yeah, get out of the way, priority.
Grizz. Do you want to know what he's doing? Do you know what he's doing? Right?
No, I know what he's doing.
After my club selling 250 million euros worth of asset to take this actual spend to 550, which is very close to what you actually spend, right? With your last couple of windows, signing experienced top players, Anthony 100 million, stinking out on the right wing. Now you're trying to propel my team, pretending like we don't bring the money back in. You have not brought in anything, brother. You are selling players for $5,000 and complaining about your incomings.
That's what I'm saying.
You must.
You guys are the best.
You must. So don't go anywhere. Because you must as well. You're not getting away with this.
He ain't going anywhere.
You got two big money wingers in your team, Sancho and Anthony. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, but you're with me in that regard. Me and you this season, we're going. Me and you.
You guys have shown the levels of how to become top owners. You guys have shown how to operate as a football club. We're learning from you guys.
No, you're not learning nothing. You're big Manchester United.
Do well, and you know what? Fast track and be a club that is ambitious. And I think for me, Ten Hag has been a bit, he's kind of dealt with certain situations where he's not had players that he's wanted. But you guys, you've had your Christmas wish list ready there. Argos catalogue, you're running.
I'm tired of this mid-off. You men are talking about who's worse, bro. Matisse,
it's ridiculous.
Let me just take it back. Yeah, you said 4 teams. You said City, Arsenal, United, Chelsea, and then you said the words on it. What are you on?
We must be up there.
What are you on?
No. Put something specific.
What are you on, bro? You said on it. Man. You said Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Man United. What are you
coming for this season?
I'm coming for the 75 points. I said it earlier.
Bro, I don't want to hear numbers.
Tell us
numbers, bro.
No. What are you running for? What are you going for this season? I don't want to hear 75 points. You gotta be in the mix. You gotta be in the mix for the title. No European football. All that money spent. Big Potters coming in. I want to start talking about testing the waters.
When was the last time?
I want you to use all that money you just showed and buy that laboratory SAEED was in last season. You got to buy that laboratory and start talking about testing the waters.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Hold on a second. Let me speak. It's been a long time since a new manager in his first season was in the title race. In fact, even Pep, when he first came to Manchester City and spent about how much millions? We won't get into it. He wasn't in the title race. He finished 3rd. Right, and Conte won that league. So I'm not going to put my manager into a realm where none of your managers have ever done it, right? But I will say we should be up there, and that's as far as I'm going to go because I'm not going to be dragged into something foolish. But I must say we should be aiming for. We must be in and around it. We must be in and around it, and if
that's title
challenge, no club has ever spent close to no club has ever spent what you have spent in a year. There's no way on earth we are letting you get away with not putting further expectation on this team. 75 points isn't going to cut it. I'm tired of it. It's enough now. You told us you were fighting for relegation in January. You told us under Graham Potter we're going for top four. I'm sick of it now. It's enough. You cannot spend the money you have spent and have no expectations in your team. I don't give a shit if they're young. You have pumped the money into these players because you believe in their talent and you believe that some of them are good enough to do a thing now. So this season, I don't want to hear it. Poch, that's my guy, but you must win a trophy. You must challenge for the title. You must do all of these things. If you don't do all these things, it's a failure. I'm sorry. Stop skirting around.
He won't be sacked regardless because
I didn't say you should. I didn't say you should be sacked. I said it will be a failure. It will be a failure. You need to recognize that there has to be major expectations in this team. I'm sick of it now. You and the rest of your fans keep skirting around it. I don't care.
I'm not skirting. I'm not skirting. My manager just started his job a couple of months ago. I'm not skirting. I'm not skirting. I'm not skirting.
You are skirting. You are skirting.
I'm not skirting.
You're giving us.
I'm not skirting.
No,
I'm not skirting.
Are you going to put pressure on the top?
I've listened to you.
Are you going to put pressure on the top two, big man?
I hope so. Yes, we must.
No. I don't want no hope. So
we must try.
I don't want no hope. So what is the expectation this season?
You see this?
I've told you. Bare minimum 60-75. And if we can get ourselves into the 80s, that would be great. That would be great.
Oh, if we can get ourselves into the 80s, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
No.
You know what's funny to me though? The bass and treble ain't there, Matisse. Because listen, when Arsenal were in the mud, would look at Chelsea, or I'd look at Chelsea at times and look at my owners and say, like, what are these men doing? They don't show no ambition. They don't give us no hope. They don't buy any players. They don't do none of this. Your owners are doing that right now to an extent never before seen in football. Chelsea fans used to love the pressure. You man used to thrive under the pressure. Every year you wanted the title, regardless of a new manager coming in or not, because you've had a fair few of those over the last 20 years as well, in that successful period you talk about. As much as you say Pep didn't win the league in his first season, you skirted past Conte, who did. So you've had those standards in the past. All of a sudden now, TOBS is right. Chelsea fans are shying away from pressure. Big Chelsea. Two-time Champions League winner Chelsea shying away from pressure.
I'm not shying. I'm being realistic.
So it's a title challenge or not?
Listen, brother.
You won the Champions League, and your fans were waxing lyrical.
Just wants the words.
You're telling us you're the best team in Europe, mate. You're telling us you're the best team in Europe.
Listen, brother. You can talk about a challenge, but of course we would love to do that. But it's a lot of these players' first full season. There's not been expectation on anybody in their first full season on this panel. Everybody gets excuses. So I'm saying we have to perform to a point where 75 points is the bare minimum. And you guys are telling me, why are we not performing as one of the best teams in the league with players that have never played in this league before, some of them in their first season? You can do that. You can do that if you want. But for me personally, I know that we've just got a new manager in. We're starting from scratch in terms of we're starting to build a philosophy. And we're going up against teams that have already set their foundations and know exactly how they're going to play. Like I said, I bare minimum want 75 points. Hold on a second. I said bare minimum, I want 75 points. And that means I'm expecting us to be in and around it, but we may not actually go to the last couple of months. That's not a disgrace. That's not a disgrace to not go to the last month or the last month and a half of a race. It's not a disgrace.
Let me ask you two questions. So Liverpool, how long have they had Jurgen Klopp as their manager? What?
I don't know.
7 years?
I can't remember.
It's
too long.
8 years. 8 years. 8 years. Yeah.
2015 he came in.
When we watched both teams on Sunday, did it look like?
Did I even mention not finishing ahead?
Hey, I'm asking the questions. When we watched both teams on Sunday, did it look like one team only had their manager for 4 months versus the other? Bro,
you think I'm gonna jump up and hold on a second? You think I'm gonna jump up? You think I'm gonna jump up and down over one game? The first game.
I'm not asking you to. I didn't ask you to. I asked you a question. When you guys played one of the teams that you supposedly say have got a head start on Liverpool, did it look like Liverpool had a head start against you on Sunday?
Well, we played better than them.
Did it look like they had a head start on you on Sunday?
No, but that's because their team is imbalanced.
You watched Man United yesterday against Wolves.
Where did Liverpool finish last season?
Stop! I don't care.
Did I mention Liverpool? Did I mention finishing behind Liverpool?
So who are you talking about then?
I spoke about Arsenal and I spoke about Man City. I didn't speak about finishing behind
Man United.
Do you think I want to finish behind Man United as well? I don't want to finish behind Man United. I said, brother.
Did you see Man United yesterday?
brother, we must be in the top 3. 75 points, top 3. I'm not trying to finish behind Man United. I'm not trying to be behind Man United. You didn't draw me out. I mentioned Arsenal and Man City. I didn't mention Man United. I didn't mention Man United.
You said four-way race.
I
think the minimum.
Man United should still, but Man United should improve. I mentioned Man United. I mentioned Man United in terms of they also must be up there as well. Yes, I don't want to be behind them.
I think you must finish second as a bare minimum now. I still give City, but City, you must finish second and you must win a trophy now. You've raised the stakes to another level. Because I'm seriously, guys. No, because I haven't been looking into it. I've been asleep. Last few days. Just pure in my bed, not coming out to play. But is this level of spending has anyone else done this level of spending in 1 year?
Never.
No, they haven't.
That's what I'm saying. It's an anomaly. That's what I'm saying. You can't compare it to anybody else because it's an anomaly.
Has anyone even done this level of spending?
That's what I'm saying.
PSG
must lead to unprecedented results.
Barcelona, Real Madrid. Does anybody know if any club has spent over close to 900 million in a year? I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
No, they haven't.
Tell me.
It's never happened before.
It's never happened before.
Never.
And they're celebrating. They're celebrating winning, spending 900 million in a year. They're celebrating it like a title, like a Champions League. You must.
And they have to back it up. They have to back it up.
We already got a Champions League title recently enough, so you don't need to say that. You don't need to say that.
But you're celebrating this more.
No, I'm not. Did you see what I did to Big Steve when we won the Champions League? I had a whole intro.
No,
I just set the record straight when I come in. That's what I said.
No, you didn't address me directly. You was addressing the Liverpool.
Okay. Fair enough.
Terrorizing you. I'm addressing the Chelsea fan base that are trying to terrorize me.
Fair enough.
Chelsea family, you lot have celebrated this winning this transfer window like another title, or you've suddenly created history, your own history. You got to back this up right now, people. You got to back this right now. That's free and all this, we're gonna compete. Yep.
Can I say though? Can I say?
Get out of here.
Can I say something?
I
think we have to understand. This is serious now. I've taken off the sunglasses. We have to understand that we're not building for you to be saying we must next season. Of course, we must now. We must. But you need to understand we're trying to build to dominate, right? We've bought in 21. We've bought in 21-year-olds. We're building for if Pep leaves City, that is us next. That's what you guys need to understand. And that's what I, as a fan, am buying into. I'm not building for, if we don't do it this season, chuck everything away, sack Poch,
Can everyone make down the drain?
So you've put all this money in just to be the team that's ready to pounce when Pep leaves. That's crazy.
Hold on a second.
That's crazy.
Hold on a second. No, it's not. It's not.
They spent 1 billion for an academy.
They spent 900 million so that when Pep leaves, they're ready. What the fuck?
Hold on a second.
Academy.
Pep will leave your club at some point. Pep will leave your club at some point.
Bro, you spend 900 million. You're under the cosh now. Pep's here, and you're under the cosh now.
100%. But just be of the understanding that once that brother, that freak of nature, does leave, then it's open sesame again. No more domination for you. Okay, we're gonna get you back amongst it on this panel because you've had it way too easy since you've joined. Once Pep leaves your football club, and he will one day, when he does, you are in the mud with everybody else. You're in the mix. You're in the firing pot, and we will be there.
Matisse, I'm begging you to stop smoking whatever you're smoking. You cannot justify spending that much money on the basis that it's for when Pep goes. No. You're spending money. It has to come through right now. You need to start showing the proof in the pudding right now. You brought in Pochettino, a Premier League experienced manager. He's been in the Premier League, Matisse. He knows the league. At the time, he didn't have the resources to compete the way he does now. By God, he has the resources now. Go and do it, brother. Go and do it. Go and compete.
You know what's funny?
Hold on a second. If we were to finish, if I give you a scenario, if we were to finish third this season, 2 points off Arsenal, whatever, in it with 80 points, is that a sign that what we're doing isn't moving in the right direction? Yes.
No comment. Points, brother. No comment. Look,
it can be.
Stinker of a season.
And say win a cup as well. That is we're moving in the right direction. So
that's good.
So you can't sit here and say if you don't win it, then you're not doing this correctly when these guys are on 8-year contracts and
no.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but there's getting.
You can't stop. Go on, Turkish.
there's getting there 30 miles an hour and there's getting there 80, 90 miles an hour. That's what you man are trying to do by spending this much. That's where the
100%.
difference comes in.
100%.
But there's also fast track.
And you keep mentioning these kids as well.
That's why I put us at the top end of everybody else.
So I said to you, they're not kids, man.
Keep mentioning these kids, Caicedo, right? So let's go through these kids, right? Disassi, who you signed, I've never watched a game of his, but I know that he was linked to Man United. Caicedo, who you've just signed, Liverpool literally made 110 million bid for him. Like a couple of days ago, 2 starts for Liverpool. Arsenal made a bid in January of 2023, 2 starts for Arsenal, right? Lavia, Liverpool made a 48 million, 60 million bid to start for Liverpool. Arsenal made a 90 million bid for Mudryk, right? Enzo Fernandez was the cream of the crop after the World Cup. Many teams looking at Enzo Fernandez to sign him to start. So yes, you're right. You sign young players, but again, similar to what I said last season, you're not just signing normal 21-year-olds. You're not signing academy prospects that are going to need 2 years in the championship to perform. You're signing 21-year-olds that are doing the business in Europe right now. And I'm even sure that Sassy is not even 21.
But Toby, it's not only 21.
I'm even sure the Sassy's not even 21. What is he, like 24?
25.
Hold on. We forget the Sterlings, polished Premier League winners, players. We forget Nkunku. He's not 21-year-old little kid. He's ready-made.
Thiago Silva, Ben Chilwell.
One of the all-time greats is still there.
Cucurella as well. He's there too.
Pochettino ain't a novice. He's not a new manager. Don't let him tell you, don't let him tell you Pochettino's just a new coach that doesn't know this league and he doesn't know what needs being doing.
This guy.
Obi, what was the criticism of Pochettino? He hasn't got the funds to rebuild.
Every
Every Spurs fan was saying if Pochettino is given funds, Pochettino is a sick manager, can turn around Spurs. Spurs didn't have the. He's been given.
That's another.
He's been given everything. He's got everything now. He must flourish now. Go flourish,
wings, man.
Yeah, because the way it is you're talking about improvements. Listen, no one's saying win the Premier League title this season. What I'm saying to you is saying 75 points and saying title challenge could be the same thing. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to define here, because it should be a title challenge this year, whether that's 75 points and 8 points off it.
What is a challenge to you? Define a challenge to you, and I'll give you your answer so we can move on.
Get to the beginning of May still with a chance. And then next season, 24-25, that you must win the league.
Oh, treble.
Whether Pep is here or not, you must win it all. Like that's the.
Well, obviously, there's context. If Man City spend 500 million, then obviously it's not we must. But I get your point. Listen, I'll give you 8.
He does agree. He does agree, guys. We got him.
I'll give you
April.
April.
No, we can listen. Let's shake hands.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll give you April. I'll negotiate on April. It's been a good negotiation. Okay, I'm not going to give you May. I'll give you April and 80 points. Is that all fair with everybody? Everybody happy?
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair.
80 points, April. More than you can believe. It's been. Listen, I've come in here negotiating like Todd Bowie. I didn't come in here to give everything away. I could have come in here and said I'm going to win the league. I wanted to, go low and meet you in the middle. We meet in the middle.
Yeah, that's it. That's good negotiation. That's something you're learning from Todd Bowley. Look what effect he's giving you on the fan base. Fair play, man.
What do you can believe?
Listen, 58 minutes in, and it's record numbers for the official channel. Who the fuck did we lose? We lost Hugh. He'll be back in a sec. 10.5k in the building. Obviously, it was 13k the record on my channel. It's 10.5 in the second ever show on this channel. So
crazy.
Love for the love people, man. Love for everyone that come over. Big up you lot, man. Big up you lot.
Thank you.
Big up you lot.
Smash up them likes.
Trust me, hit the like button, people. Subscribe to the Man Them People. All links in the description below, and show Manscaped some love. They help us bring the content and more. Manscaped TB620 for 20% off. Use that code. They got quite a variety of products, so go over there, check it out, people. It helps us too. So love for the love. We got a lot of super chats here. 68. I can tell you now, I ain't getting through all of them right now. If the show does speed up along the way, then I will get the ones that I don't get in now at the end. If it doesn't, apologies, people. I like to let the conversation flow, and I think you guys and girls like when the conversation flows. So let me get in the super chats now. AO says Mourinho came in after Arsenal and United had been dominating and won in his first season after spending. Chelsea fans mustn't lie and say the wage bill isn't huge. What player is under 200k on an 8-year contract?
Let's not definitely respond to super chats. Just read them through. Yeah, let's not respond.
Yeah,
Even though they might hurt one or two.
That's facts. That's my response.
Please, guys.
JML says, you guys are shameless. The real team is Arsenal. You must. Look how Hush Turkish slaying his way through the debate. If the last one was facts, JML, that's not facts. But love.
Don't respond, man. You voted for the first
one. Where's Hugh as well? Mo says, don't compare Pep or Klopp, who came into a new league, to a Prem-proven manager and Prem-proven players with 1 billion spent. You must. You must. Harry says,
I was negotiating, man. Allow me.
Worth saying that anyone can go on odds checker right now and see no bookie have Chelsea higher than 5th favourites and no odds lower than 16-1. Top 3 is reasonable for a team that finished 12th. Very young too. The bookies can be wrong. Quite often they are wrong. Good try. Tevin, hope you're good. Matisse likes to conveniently change wording based on teams. Go look at Arsenal's net spend, but Man United's spend. Which one matters, Matisse? You man spent 1.1 billion euros in 3 years. You must. Trust me. Jason, coming in late, so I'm going to be behind. Big up the panel as usual. Love Jason. Come on, my guy. Paul says, yes, you expect the youngest team in the league to challenge for the title. They have never played together, and it's the first season for the manager. Calm down. Bunch of hypocrites. Mab says, I don't normally do super chats, but this is from my boy GRIZZ. Can't have anyone better representing Liverpool on the Big Six. Bro, let's keep the spirits up. Respect, boys. Love your content. Mabs, love for that super chat.
Big up for the super chat, bro.
I'm sure GRIZZ appreciates that as well as we do. Hazard says, massive big up from Palestine to you lads. Been a fan of your show from day one. Your content really helped me a lot through uni and COVID times. Keep up the great work you're doing. Love for the love. And come on, you Gunners. Come on, my bro.
Hazard, man. Big up yourself.
Hope you're good, my bro. Love for the support, man. Really appreciate that. JMO says, only thing Klopp can pull is his hamstring. And we got another one here from Mishra. Heard a Chelsea fan push Turkish on 888 Sports, stating Arsenal have to win the Premier League based on the money spent. Based on that, Chelsea have to win the Premier League, Champions League, La Liga, Serie A, and the FIFA World Cup. Yeah, I did make an appearance on 888 Sport. I think 3 or 4 shows should be coming out. They've asked me to come back again next month, so you will see me on a few more bits of content over there. But yeah, that Chelsea fan was Rory. So if you want to go check it out, you can. Let me see what else we have. Actually, you know what? Let's keep it moving. We just passed an hour. I've still got 659 super chats there. Apologies if it doesn't get in, people. The conversation matters most. So I hope you agree. Let's move it on. Whilst I move it on, let me just change this up now. What's next? Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, City picked up wins. Tottenham drew. Man United 1-0 yesterday. But SAEED ain't here at the moment. What do you man want to talk about next? What's next on the agenda?
For me, I would say Man United, man. They snuck out of there with a win. Unfairly as well. It's an absolute robbery. And I know we speak about referees a lot, but this is taking the piss. It's the
Shouldn't
first.
we talk about Liverpool Chelsea?
Well, I thought we did speak a little bit about Liverpool Chelsea. I don't know. Grizzly Bear, you want to talk about?
Not much to talk about. It was a few days ago, but I did say watch out for Salah's playmaking ability this season. I just want to speak on that pass. That was a sublime pass. New guys look good. McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gakpo. We know the midfield is totally brand new. We haven't got a DM, so it was open. We knew it's going to be end to end. We really should have been 2-3-0 up. Chelsea, credit to them, get back in the game and had a much better second half than us. Overall result draw. I just wanted to very quickly get your opinions on the handball situation, man. Like, I don't know if this is normal. If people are walking around like this these days, then, and I mean, what planet we're living on?
What are you saying for Jackson? His hand was in his body.
I think that was ball to hand, man. I don't think he did that. I don't think that was ball to hand.
Okay,
the whole thing with the hand out is just stopping the ball. If he doesn't have his hand there, it's hitting his body. So it's not.
I thought, you know, the handball, the definition of a handball, and when you're stopping a goal from being scored, and it's because it's hit a hand, and the guy's up 3 foot in the air, and it's not down by his side, it's up there. So it's not his chest, it's his hand, isn't it? Because his hands up
behind his hand is his chest.
You don't walk around with your hands up your chest, do you? You understand? Unless you do, then fair play to you. So I'd say it's a blatant handball, but no problem, we didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't think you deserve to win anyway, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think we deserve to lose, like you're saying. So
I think you did.
I think you did. Enzo Fernandez second half was unreal.
They had way more chances than you did.
No, they didn't have way more chances.
Of course they did. They had way more chances than you did.
I'm telling you now, they didn't.
I'm telling you, statistically, they had way more chances than you did.
I watched the game. You know you didn't watch.
So did I. So did I. They had like
you don't watch the next team.
Chilwell, Jackson twice, Mudryk. The goal they scored
in the first half. They had majority of the chances in the second half.
But
anyway,
how many chances did you have?
Anyway, we've got other games to talk about, man.
That's crazy, man.
You're crazy, man.
Nah, I don't think I am. I think you have Liverpool blinkers. You just can't be objective.
I just told you they had the second half. We had the first half.
You just said that you didn't.
The first half was even. The first half was even.
I don't think we deserve to lose.
You did. They created more than you.
No, they were a better team.
The first half
30 minutes.
The first half was even, right? First half, you took the first 20 minutes, then or 22 minutes, whatever. We took the second half of the first half, and then the second half
you won.
No, we didn't win. We didn't win. And gone are the days we don't celebrate a draw against you.
I think you did. A lot of Chelsea fans were celebrating.
No, we were happy. We were happy with the performance because the performance against Liverpool, particularly in the second half, was very encouraging.
I wasn't disappointed.
Reece James,
with a draw at Chelsea away first game. We know notorious. We draw every game, so I'm happy with the spill.
Reece James played very well. Enzo was brilliant as well. Jackson's hold up play and his control was fantastic. He just should have put his chances away.
He's going to be a player, by the way.
Yeah. So the only thing I was annoyed with was obviously the balance in midfield with Gallagher obviously having to hold down the fort, kind of by himself in the first half. We're getting cut up on transitions. Liverpool had a couple clear-cut chances first 20 minutes, but that will get fixed now. So I was pretty happy with it, to be honest. I was pretty happy with the performance. The press was unbelievable in the second half. We won the ball back so much. Liverpool couldn't even get out their own half. I think if Nkunku would have been fit for that game, he was playing in there. He would have taken one of those chances. We would have won. But it's up to Pochettino to develop the young forwards and to make them finish. Simple as that.
Simple as that. SAEED, before you just left for a little while. Actually,
Yes.
TNT says, I dedicate this to GRIZZ. I joined late, but that speech was a beauty. Love the show. Come on, TNB. Love for the support. Hit the like button, people. Subscribe. Show Manscaped. SAEED, I don't know. Like, obviously, we moved on to United. He wasn't here. It's time to move back on to United. Matisse said it's the right decision. United next. 1-0 win, but Onana's a lucky man.
No, is lucky, man. I admitted I was very, very fair in my assessment on that United game. If you watch my match reaction, Onana was right in front of me. I think for me, it was a clear penalty. I think it was wild. I don't know what he was doing there because he was doing well to kind of claim the crosses that were coming into the box, and then he almost just went too much, got a bit too excited. It was a penalty, but listen, Wolves should have won that game. If I'm being honest with you, Wolves probably will feel aggrieved they've not got a point, let alone lost all three. They were the better team, man. That Gomez kid, I don't know who that guy is, man, and where they bought him from, but good little player there. Cunha absolutely bossed us in transitions. The amount of times he carried the ball up the pitch for Wolves, and yeah, we were poor, man. We were poor all over the pitch, up front, midfield. The balance there, I've been talking about all pre-season, and it's now coming to light. You know what I mean? We'll give him time, Mason Mount, but you know what I mean? There's a lot of off-the-ball movement, but not a lot of great on the ball. But yeah, overall poor. We got away with it, but that's what Man United are going to do a lot this season, man. And it might be ugly, but we'll probably just get it done over the line. And yeah, one little chance, one ball over the top from Bruno Fernandes into Wan-Bissaka, headed by Varane. Yeah, that's what we did. And to be honest with you, it will get better. I think the team will get better in chemistry, but we need midfielders. I've been saying it all summer. United need 2 midfielders now. We're not going to get a centre-back, I don't think so, because Maguire's staying, unfortunately. So we need 2 midfielders. One of them should be Amrabat. The other one, I'm not sure who we'll get. But listen, there's nothing that I don't know, but also there's a lot in terms of players still being same old bad habits. And I know you'll get into that.
There is
Toby.
something that you don't know. There is something that you don't know. And I say this with the utmost respect. And I recognize that he was your best attacker yesterday, which isn't saying a lot. But you really need you need to pack it in with this Anthony guy. He is garbage, man.
Now he needs at least one more season.
No. I don't want to hear. No. I don't want to hear this. Nope. I don't want to hear this one more season nonsense because you just put pressure on Matisse for spending close to 1 billion in a year, right? You have spent close to 90 million pounds in this guy, and he is absolute garbage. I'm telling you, this guy is crap. He gets the ball away from his defender, and somehow he hasn't got the pace to come on the inside and get a shot off at goal. When he cuts inside to get crosses off, his crosses are so poor. He puts no power on his crosses. He is literally not a threat. He's not a threat at all. Apart from the occasional moment where he dubs his man and he beats, like yesterday when he beat Aït-Nouri like once or twice. What does he do when he beats the opponent? He can't use his right foot. His left foot isn't good enough. He's not consistent. He's not strong. He's not fast. He doesn't score goals. He's not creative. And you spent close to 90 million on this guy. And you had the audacity, you and Oski, bigger Oski, so you had the Omar, you had the audacity argue with me in New York and tell me that this guy was better than Kulusevski. I'm taking a poor Kulusevski over that guy every day of the week. I'm taking so many wingers.
Listen, if that's what you want to have,
I made a tweet yesterday. He wouldn't start at Wolves. I promise you, he would not start at Wolves. Podence is better than that guy, and Pedro Neto is better than that guy. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
Listen, I'm not gonna argue on that one. But
no. Answer my question. Is Anthony better than Podence?
I think he's better than Podence. Yeah.
Based off what?
I think Neto is probably an overall better player in that aspect.
I want you to explain to me why
they don't play in the same position anyway, so we can't really argue.
I want you to explain to me why.
I like Neto. Listen, they don't play in the same position. If you want to do Neto, then yeah. But Podence plays on the left anyway. So let's do Neto. Neto, yeah, for me, I'd take. It was at that point where we said at the time, Neto or Anthony, I would have took Neto, because I knew what Neto was all about. So in that aspect, I'm going to keep it consistent. I'm not going to lie to you and say I'm taking Anthony and I'm blind blinkers on. Listen, there's part of Anthony's game that I like, and I think there's a reason why Ten Hag wants him. But overall, like I said to you, the Premier League is about output. It's the Premier League. When you see wingers like Saka, what they're doing, they're coming off their left-hand side and then they're shooting on goal, and it's deadly. That's the level that Anthony needs to get to. But ultimately, it's not good enough. I'm not going to come here and hide the fact and make excuses for him. But what I am saying is, though, it's for me. You can't write him off now because we've paid a lot of money for him.
I've been writing him off
on this guy.
Bro. It's not just now. The guy stinks, bro, and it's not just him as well. Rashford through the middle, it's not it, right?
Yeah, that don't work as well.
You don't need to sort this. Obviously, I don't know what's happening with obviously Højlund is injured now. I don't know where Martial is, but you don't need to sort this situation out soon. Rashford was your best attacker last season, and he was worse than Anthony yesterday. He cannot play 9. I'm sorry, he can't play 9. You need that down the left.
And Højlund anyway.
Garnacho, listen.
They got hopefully coming.
He's talented, yeah, but when it's not when he's not Alejandro Garnacho, as you said, yeah. When you're waxing lyrical about him, whenever I see this guy start games, right? When I see most of the starts I've seen from this guy, he doesn't really look that good, bro. And I'm not saying it to say that he's not got talent. He obviously has got talent, but boy, he might need.
He's not ready, man. He's not ready. He's still too raw.
Might need to be the super sub thing, bro.
He's still too raw, man. He's too raw.
I mean,
yeah. No, I agree. I think the manager underestimated Wolves as well because he thought, listen, Nelson Semedo for me is one of the worst right backs in the Premier League. I don't care what anybody says, but this guy had an unbelievable game because he just bullied Garnacho. And I think the physicality of the game, he couldn't get past him. Sometimes when you're beating a man, yes, you can have the speed and tricky, but you also need to have a little bit of physical strength. And he couldn't get past that moment. And that's where Ten Hag needs to realize step by step in that aspect. I thought he would have beat Semedo for fun, but it didn't work out. They had a plan. They overloaded as well in that area. 3 of them came towards Garnacho's side. So they had a game plan. O'Neill, for me, deserves credit because they came in and they pressed us, and they did well to defend against 1v1 situation because they didn't isolate Garnacho 1v1 against Semedo. They had some help, so we've got to give him time. He's only 18, you know what I mean, and he's one for me that needs to be, again, like I said last season, still an impact player in that regard.
But also, right, this is Ten Hag. He's meant to be a top coach, right? We need to see a progression in Anthony's game this season, right? He needs to be. He spent money on him, so he must believe in him. He knows him from Ajax. He knows him better than anybody else. So there has to be progression in his game. Sancho had a good preseason. He was playing false nine. He cost a lot of money. If I go through your attack, including Mason Mount, we're talking about 300 million almost. You guys should be scoring goals at will, and your defense was really strong last season. There shouldn't really be any excuse for Mason Mount, for Anthony. Mason Mount's been in for years now in the Premier League. He's vastly experienced at international level. Højlund when he comes in, and Rashford, and that's on top of, you know, the likes of Anthony. And obviously, you've got a couple young players behind, but we'll give them time. Your attack should be looking to fire this season. You shouldn't be at home to Wolves getting bossed. Let's be honest. Wolves are one of the teams that a lot of people had to go down. They had Wolves to go down. I said, I'm going to have Everton in there instead because I think Everton are bad, but Wolves are in people's bottom 5, 4, 3. You guys got absolutely bossed by Wolves at home, and they should have not only drawn that. Not only should they have drawn that game, they probably should have won it.
I agree.
They should have won the game.
I agree.
You guys have absolutely robbed them with that penalty. That is one of the worst decisions. Again, Onana punches this guy in the face, and this referee.
He's gonna be a madman. We're gonna have fun with Onana.
What's going on with these referees?
We're going to have fun.
To be fair, though, I don't want to hear.
So what we should be talking about is Onana giving away a penalty. No, he was, but he has given away. They've admitted to the mistake. He's given away a penalty in the last minute. I
get that.
You should not have won that game.
Change your whole perspective, yeah, because then he concedes all 3 points in that aspect. But Onana, if you went for Onana, boy, I think that game's wrapped up. Luckily, Wolves were just not great at scoring goals, and that's what they've not done last season. Cunha, for all how good he is, he ain't a goal scorer. He's not. There's a reason why Atletico Madrid have let him go, and he was playing out wide for Atletico Madrid for so many parts of the season. So I'm kind of glad they didn't have their shooting boots on, but also Onana could have cost us, but at the same time, this guy was making save after save after save.
Can I ask a question? So I'm glad that you've recognized the midfield issues, right? And I'm with you as well. As bad as you were, like, I expect that Man United will be better as the season progresses. However, like, as a United fan, you mentioned Amrabat. Like, do you feel like you said Amrabat plus one more? Are you actually going to sign Amrabat? And if you do sign him, who's the other additional midfielder going to be? Because, bruh, whether it's game 1 or game 10, mate, that midfield, the way Ten Hag had it set up, that's still going to stink. It's still going to stink. And we've been discussing this all summer. And to be fair, you are consistent on this one as well.
I was consistent in my argument.
This Mason Mount thing, it's a complete howler. I'm sorry. It's a howler of epic proportions.
You know what it is, yeah? Sorry. I think in certain games it could work against Nottingham Forest at home, where I see Nottingham Forest, they just literally sit back and they could create over. But I still get it. It's still a risky move in that aspect. So
he's not Amrabat. He plays in Bruno.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it don't make sense.
Amrabat for me would be key in that aspect because I think he can receive the ball from the keeper. I think he's very, very comfortable on the ball. He's aggressive. He's tenacious. He's a good ball carrier. And there's large aspects of the game that I like from him. And I think for me, he's a player, when I see him getting pressed, he's very, very comfortable. Very, very, not like Casemiro, where I think ultimately his best kind of attributes are not on the ball in that aspect. And then the other midfielder that we're looking at, which I'm still a bit 50-50 on, is Onana from Everton. I think he's raw. I think he's someone that isn't consistent for me, but I can think of his athleticism, the physicality, strong, aggressive. He's a good ball carrier. I think he could work in the Premier League, and you've seen it for Everton. But is he consistent enough for me in the Everton team that I see flashes from him? I don't see consistency.
Sorry, Onana would be a car crash of a signing for Man United. I'm sorry. Like,
well, there you go. It wouldn't be my highest choice, but that's what we're looking at. Wouldn't be my choice anyway.
Come on.
I'd be looking at maybe a Maxwell Kakere from Lyon and Amrabat in that aspect.
We're talking about Man United. Onana literally, like, credit to him, right? He's strong and he's quite a physical midfielder. He's got the PMP, but the guy literally chases his first touch, bro. He chases his first touch. You can't pass. Like,
but the thing is, in Premier League, though,
do you really need that type of midfielder in your team? Really?
I think you know what it is under the circumstances. I think I could see why the manager would want him in terms of certain games where we're playing against a Man City and it's aggressive, and you know what, you just need that physicality in there. But
If Ten Hag signs him,
my first choice.
If Ten
Well, there
Hag
you go. This
signs,
is on Ten Hag.
if Ten Hag signs Onana, he really needs to be trialed at the Hague. Genuinely, bro.
Well, listen,
he needs to be trialed. Bro, I'm being dead serious, bro. Anthony, you're signing Mason. Listen, Mason Mount is. We've spoken Mason Mount. He's a good player, but that type of midfielder, Man United didn't need him. You're basically paying 60 million for a guy who is like a worse version of Bruno Fernandes. A worse version of Bruno Fernandes. Let's be real. And with less goals, and now you want to sign Onana?
But
not the
Toby. I think does that not lead you to Onana? But Toby, what does that not lead you to think? What's clearly his plan is to not dominate possession, right? He's not trying to dominate. You don't bring in those type of players to dominate possession. He must be looking to play on transition and just move the ball up the field quickly. Man United are not going to.
That's what I'm saying.
Doing this, but is that going to win the league? That's the question. I'm not saying do it this season, but I'm saying the aim for Manchester United over the next couple of years is to get back talking to Manchester City and to try and win the league, right? That's what this is all about. If you're not aspiring to win the league, then what are you really doing here? And are you going to be able to win the league with those type of players, with that talent ID? This is why you need to have a sporting director. I don't know who you guys have at the top of your hierarchy.
Myrtle, but his job's a bit, it's iffy. My thing is that I've actually had to just honestly swallow my pride and say, you know what, we're not going to play the football that I want to play, and it is going to be a lot on transition. That for me, when you don't have the ball and you're relying on moments to win the game, it can get tricky, man. Because a team like Wolves and the way they set up with a manager like Gary O'Neill, who came in just a week ago, and they set up to make sure that Casemiro gets exposed. And the way they left that space there, they knew what was going on. They knew that Mount and Bruno would press up high on the pitch and they would leave that gap. That's why Lisandro had to get a yellow card, because he was 1v1 or whatever. Or there's been certain situations where Shaw's been getting cut wide open. So I think for me, listen, this is on Ten Hag, you get me? I will back him, but at the same time, I will call him out. And I think every United fan should be doing that in a point where you can criticize the manager. It doesn't mean you're going against him, but it's a big, big season. I want to see a development in that style of play. And if it means transition, then let it be coherent. Like, make sure when we do win that ball high up the pitch, we win it. You don't lose that ball. Because for me, Mason Mount and Bruno, don't play hot potato over there, mate, because you're going to get caught out and leaving poor Casemiro on his own. That's why, for me, I don't get this slander on Casemiro. I've seen a few comments saying, talk about Casemiro. Are you stupid? Do you understand when you're getting pressured by 4 or 5 players? Like, I'm being honest with you. How can you talk to Casemiro when you got 4 or 5 players running at you? What are you supposed to do? The other two
they're just waiting in the half space. They're not coming back to
do shit.
Come on, but you're not. To be fair to you, though, I'll give you credit.
Is it the same for Lisandro as well?
Oh, Lisandro, to be fair though, that yellow card he got was a different reason. He didn't really get exposed in that aspect.
To be fair though, you didn't. To be fair to you though, you didn't want Mount. I don't think you were even 100%. I don't think you was even 100% on Højlund as well. So you're not really
100%. But I think
you're not really with the whole Ten Hag talent ID thing. You've already had your questions.
I'm not. But the thing is though, you have to swallow. As a fan, you're not going to agree with every decision that your manager makes, but you have to almost understand that he's got a better football understanding than me. I'm just speaking as emotionally as a fan. So then I will kind of
change your tune, man. You change your tune.
No, I'm not changing my tune. I'm just giving you logical answers. I don't really
change your tune, brother.
But I'm backing it. I back the manager fully, 100%. I'm fully 100% Ten Hag. But at the same time, I can disagree with his opinions and what he's trying to do. Football's a humbler. Football's a humbler. So we'll see. Yeah.
Okay. Some super chats on the subject that have come in. Let me just scroll up quickly and see the first one. Ash says, can anyone explain the difference between Ten Hag and Ole? Horrid football, right now, XG cheats, get battered often, except Ten Hag has spent 400 mil and his talent ID reeks.
I mean, yesterday's performance, bruv, I've seen Oli Ball
once won a trophy
much better than yesterday's performance. I'm not going to lie to you. That was
once won a trophy. That's the difference.
Horrible.
HKN, hope you're good, my guy. That's never been That's never given as a penalty, he says. If he got there before the ball arrived, yes, but he got there after. Mabroski, Anana one was a penalty. There's no doubt in that.
Yeah.
But thank you for the super chat. Sam says, SAEED, refs spend most their time in midfield, so why would you need another midfielder? Very greedy. If Anthony is 90 milli, how much is Saka worth?
He's not worth 90, so yeah.
But that's how much they paid for him,
That's
innit?
what I'm saying. It's not worth 90. That's the thing.
Typical United, eh?
Osama says,
Oh, you
Matisse.
spent 60 on Richarlison, mate. Don't talk, man.
And you spent 80 on Maguire.
Nah,
So now what?
SAEED, don't get
You know
into
what?
this one.
Now what?
You'll lose.
I'm about
Now
to say,
what?
who you want, you know?
If you keep
Now
going back and
what?
forth, you
spent-
eventually
spent
will
52
lose.
on Flick.
Mike, what you
Yeah.
you're having this my comment ambitious. No, I did 1-on-1. Why you going 2-on-2? No, I did
What do you
1-on-1.
mean, I'm going to-
Man said leave it there, man. Full time.
Osama says,
Aye,
Matisse,
that's crazy.
you did sell a lot, but you replaced those players with players that elevate your team. So you must. HW says, don't forget Casemiro. I'm sick of all the talk like he's the same guy at Madrid. He's not and hasn't been since January this year. 2 red cards and meaty guys are taking him for dog walks.
Dog walks and jokes, man.
Carl says, can United fans tell us what their style of play is under Ten Hag? Basically, Ole football with some tweaks and a few better players. Just waffling. Sancho must rise this season. Yesterday shows why he can't be having Garnacho starting over him. I'm pulling for him, but I'm losing faith. Do says, question for Matisse and his mighty. Let me get this in at the end. Actually, I just lost it, so let me get it in now. Question for Matisse and his mighty London Cowboys: what happens if your super team doesn't make top 4-5? Will your army of a squad be financially sustainable? And don't tell me it's unlikely.
It's not an option. Put it like that. We have to be in the Champions League. I'm not accepting sick for it. That's just not even in my thought process. We must be in the top. We must be in the Champions League and we must be in it comfortably. It's not. I'm not even thinking like that anymore. We're not doing that.
Cool. Voice of the
Especially
villain.
when there's 5 positions.
All right, we're not even doing it. We move.
Voice of the villains. Hope you're good. Says football is a humbler for real. I'm a Villa fan. I got humbled first game. Yeah, a lot of people.
He definitely did. Definitely.
People predicting big things for Villa this season, but it wasn't the greatest of starts. All right, cool. That's the super chats on United. Like I said, any more the Chelsea ones, Liverpool ones, I'll get in at the end of the show. But we are nearing an hour and a half. We've still got 10.5k here. I'm sure we've passed 1,000. We've passed 3,000 likes. Let's try and pass 5,000 likes. Why not, people?
Come on.
Second show on the channel. Let's make it happen. Subscribe to the Mandem as well. My channel, HUGH, SAEED, GRIZZ, TOBS, MATISSE, THUGGERY, all below. Manscaped TB620 for 20% off. And let's keep it moving. Next up, I mean, it's probably Arsenal Forest. Unless there's any objections. No objections.
That was a dead game, man.
Yeah.
That was a dead game. I think Man City, De Bruyne. I think that's more of a bigger talking point. I don't know about you, but I think it is.
I think it's quite straightforward.
You can couple it all together. Arsenal, City, and the De Bruyne injury.
Yeah, fair enough.
And to be honest, a Timber injury as well. So we're
both.
How long is Timber out for?
Couple of months apparently.
Wow, that's bad.
It hasn't been confirmed yet. A lot of reports saying ACL. I don't believe that yet because of the way he was with the injury. It didn't feel like it was ACL looking at him. If it is, what's it like 7 months? If it's a meniscus, it's even about 3 months. So it's definitely months to say the least. But it's a big loss because our summer window was Timber, Rice, and Havertz, and I was excited about 2 of them, dubious about 1. Now 1 of them's out for the foreseeable future. And he made a good introduction to Arsenal in pre-season. And even in the game, he did have a couple wayward passes just before getting injured. But I was looking at him like someone that elevates us. And losing him is not ideal. And that's our only defensive recruitment. Obviously, you can say Rice is a defensive recruitment in a way as well if he plays the 6. But Timber's the one that comes in to stop what happened at the end of the last season happening, which is Tomiyasu Saliba or 2 players getting injured, and we're back to Rob Holding. So, yeah, a bit of a worry there. But I look at City and the De Bruyne news, and I think, shit, like that is City are still favourites, I'd say, but that is a massive hit to City's, I don't know, to City's title charge? I guess it's very early to say that, but Hugh, De Bruyne out for 4 months. I mean, how do you feel about it? Is it you have to move in the next 2 weeks to bring in a big name, or you're confident in what you got?
First of all, I apologize. By the way, I'm having a technical nightmare here, so just bear with me if it does a madness. But the De Bruyne thing, yeah, it's annoying because I know hindsight's a beautiful thing, but we could have actually prevented this situation arising straight after the Champions League final. After the Champions League final, he was told you take surgery, you're out for a couple of months, and your recovery period will be predominantly through the summer, or else you take a gamble. You recover naturally and hope it doesn't arise again. 20 minutes into the season, it arises again, and now we're looking at a situation whereby potentially 2 to 3 months, worst case scenario, January, February. It's never easy losing Kevin De Bruyne, but the only consolation I can take is I fully back the team that players like Phil Foden, Grealish, Kovacic, and Bernardo, who's going to sign a new contract in the next few days, will step up, and maybe this is the extra push City needed to spend a bit more money on Lucas Paqueta and get that deal done. Jeremy Doku as well, where I believe we're going to get done in the next week to 10 days. So when we've lost De Bruyne before, lads, we've lost De Bruyne before at crucial stages of recent seasons, and other players that you least expect step up. Pep is an unbelievable motivator, and he'll no doubt use this to get the best out of other players. And, you know, one man's loss is another man's gain. Someone's getting an opportunity to fill those boots or do their best to fill those boots. It's not easy, but I'd rather it happen now than this issue that they took a gamble on arises in March or April. So hopefully it comes back to him. At his age, hamstring surgery, don't know.
Yeah, it's not looking good. But who's we have a connection problem, so hopefully you can hear me. But who's your eyes on in terms of stepping into his shoes? Because Gundogan was the one that stepped in previously. He's not there no more. Is it Foden? Is it Paqueta coming in?
If you can hear me,
barely.
No, barely.
It's going to be Paqueta. They're going to bring in Paqueta. I think that's such a foregone conclusion now, especially with the KDB injury. It's going to be Lucas Paqueta.
They've lost quite a lot of goals, man. I say lots, but they've lost a fair amount of goals in Mahrez and Gundogan. Right? Gundogan would get minimum probably 15 goals in all comps. Gundogan is getting close to double figures, if not over double figures. So, yeah, man, I don't just expect them to lose around 25 goals and just not replace it. So, yeah, I think they're going to bring in Paqueta, and I feel like they're going to bring in definitely another winger as well. The KDB injury is a blow, but we've seen Man City navigate their way without Kevin De Bruyne in many.
Different though, I think, Toby, because Gundogan
squad was a lot more
special
capable,
player.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, but we're saying that they're going to add.
Paqueta is not doing what Gundogan did. Paqueta is not doing what Gundogan did. And I'm not trying to say he should replace him, but I think for me, they are going to be a little bit hindered in terms of De Bruyne would just do things that De Bruyne, like anyone else, wouldn't do. He's a bona fide world class player, man, and he just does things, makes things. Like I think. Listen, City will win the league, but Champions League and all of that stuff, it depends on how he recovers. Because I think De Bruyne is kind of faded in a way that his body now isn't receptive anymore in terms of his output now, his physicality. He is getting a bit more injury prone. So he might not be that player that is kind of the mainstay now for City, especially now he's 32 going into the later part of his career. He has to now manage his body, I think, for me. So whether they go get the next Kevin De Bruyne.
Can I add to this, right? I'm not saying City are obviously the favourites, but does this not put more pressure on people around them to try and really say, look, we need to win the league? Because I'm not being funny, but City, if we don't take something from them this season when De Bruyne is out for this long, right? And it looks like in some positions we're saying they're downgrading, right? Gundogan leaves and Paqueta coming in. Nobody's really raising any eyebrows. It's basically because of Pep. Because with Pep, you have to slap on an extra like 15 points because this guy's just he's an incredible generational one of, if not the GOAT. But if you have to at some point say that, okay, this team here, they're not looking, they're not looking to be as strong as they've always been with this injury and with some of the transfer targets. I haven't watched a lot of Doku, but I'm a little bit surprised that they're going for him. Maybe it's the right move, but I thought they would actually move for Elise, to be honest. So I just feel like
I'll tell you something.
It just puts
a different option, man. He's a different option, Doku. He's a different option. All of our wingers are ball retaining, dropping deep, recycling, keep it moving. Whereas Doku is a complete grass burner. You know what I mean? He's a complete.
Yeah, but I thought Pep said that we're moving away from these kind of wingers now.
Pep ain't gonna disclose what he's doing. If he feels he can bring in another dynamic, you know, in a game like the amount of games, particularly early last season, where we're playing this recycling style football and we just couldn't break them down. Tottenham away where they beat us 1-0. We could have played 500 minutes of football. We wouldn't have broke Tottenham down. So bringing in someone like Doku will now give us a different option where we can just resort to more direct football. That's my only thought process behind.
I'm with Matisse though. I'm with Matisse though in terms of, and it is a shame that all our teams are, well, apart from Arsenal and apart from United, dare I say it, who should be settled really because they've been rebuilding for 3-4 seasons. Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, they're not ready to challenge City.
You know who I blame?
And this is probably
the right time.
City, and this is why there's going to be pressure on Arsenal. I'm sorry to drag Arsenal back into it, but this is.
I feel like we've been Listen,
but you don't get all comfy, brother. Because you should be.
he was backing up into his side.
I'm just saying, though, you know, in the midst of all this, Arsenal have been slowly not.
Saeed, sit up. Don't back into your chair. Roll back, bro. You sit up.
I was saying, I was just, you know, Arsenal are not getting any sort of expectations now. You know,
who's the other one? Mahrez, Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan. Those are some of the recent Premier League greats right there. They are Premier League oats right there. And don't get me wrong. We know Paqueta is a very good player. Don't get me wrong. Kovacic is a very good player. But they're not Mahrez, Gundogan, and Kevin De Bruyne. So, but I don't think anyone else is ready to challenge them apart from Arsenal. Again, that injury is mad because he looked ridiculously good in preseason and in that game as well. So I think it's exciting.
If only Harry Kane stayed.
You know what? Don't like.
I don't know why he's talking because if his team don't deliver this season, boy, there's going to be hell to pay. He's laughing, smirking, top right,
deliver what? Right, top three in the trophy.
Laughing, smirking. 85 million euros on the striker. 60 million pounds on Mason Mount, 50 million on Onana.
Top three in a trophy.
Ten Hog's army, bro, please.
Top three in a trophy.
Cool.
Guys, step by step. Trust the process, man. We're in phase 2, man. What are you talking about? Phase 2, man. This is phase 2.
You know you're meant to be the biggest club on this panel. You know that. That's what you guys talk about.
We are.
Right then. So
you know what they say? A wise man once said, you know what I mean, know your role. And we are knowing that we are not that club anymore. You know,
which wise man said know your role?
The Rock.
The Rock, mate. The Rock said that.
Wise.
Ridiculous.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Know your role and shut
How's
your
the
mouth.
Rock a wise man?
I'm just knowing my role right now. I just know
whatever happened to eras come to an end and Manchester's red and all that bollocks.
Well, you just, you know what I mean? Pep Guardiola took violence.
You know what?
You
know what, guys? We actually must finish ahead of them. We must. I don't know what I was waffling about. We must finish ahead of them. I don't even want to even see Manchester United in this table. I can't believe I was pushing you to be competing for the title, and this is the way you're behaving.
Yeah.
Get back down.
So
that
why do you
table,
back
man.
your club?
I am backing my team. We'll take.
So now
I'm taking you.
Right?
I'm taking you out of it, and I'm putting my team in it. We're gonna go and do it. Not you. We're gonna do it. Yeah, not you. Get out, man. Yeah, we're gonna challenge. You get out. Get out.
You didn't spend 800 million to finish behind a team that says we know our role.
Yeah, not we know our role. No, sorry, I didn't hear that. Get out, man.
Guys,
move aside.
I just realized that's gonna go down as one of the.
I've just got him.
The season.
Get out, man.
Yeah, we know our role. Big Man United saying we know our role.
We know our role.
Oh shit!
But you know what it is though. Next year the role changes. Next year we're trying.
Get out, man.
Next year the role changes.
Get out. You know you're
come out, man. Come out.
Did you not hear in the midst of all this year? Matisse just said we're going to challenge for the title. Did you not hear that, by the way?
Bro, I need a free horse race this year. Come out the way, man. Come out the way. Come out.
I just got this guy, and you are not just sleeping. I've just got this guy. The challenger for the league. Say no more.
No, we got
my job.
You got got, bro. You got got. You know your role now.
I never got got.
No, you know your place.
You both got. You both got.
I don't really. I think for me, I'm being realistic. Realistic, man. Guys, we should try it. What's Liverpool's realistic, by the way, now? Is it top 6 now or what?
Have we not done Liverpool? Why are you obsessed?
He's
We spent 1 hour
trying to
and 20 minutes
deflect. Trying to deflect.
By the way, this is mentality monsters. This is Jurgen Klopp mentality monsters.
Oh, you come back
And they're
this
nowhere
way.
to be seen.
Oh, you want to come back
Can't
down
get
to
a
one?
DM,
I
man.
thought you said, okay, no problem. See, that was what I'm saying. 1 hour.
Get a DM and then we'll chat.
We spent 5 minutes on United and man's sweating and he wants to go back to
Get in the
Liverpool.
core for 80 million. This club is actually.
No, we just discussed Anthony for 90 million.
The core is better than Onana. I'll tell you that for free.
We just discussed your club and the state of your club, and you know your role.
Better than
You're talking
yeah,
to me.
Yeah, he is.
Bro, know your role, innit? Know your role. That's
What is your role, Saeed?
So what's
Let's
your
go
role,
back
then?
on
What's
that.
your role,
Saeed, what is your role? What is your role?
Listen, our role this year is to get top 3 of the trophy. That's what our role is.
Big money, yeah.
So the same thing as last season with 108 million pounds spent.
But we play better football and getting
more money
closer
to come.
You didn't play, but yeah, there was no football played
That's our role.
yesterday. Only Wolves played the football yesterday. There was no better football.
Well, listen, this is only game 1, GRIZZ. I don't know if you noticed this game 1. So, all right, yeah. Say that one.
But you gotta learn from Tottenham last year, right? Where they were getting results.
By the way, why are we going back to United now? By the way,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Hold on. I'm just saying. If you win games, but you don't perform and you don't show the performances, you can't get into that safety net that I was talking about with Tottenham last year, where they were clawing back results and they were getting these points that they shouldn't really be getting, and then it catches up to you later on in the season if you don't fix up. Yeah, and that it's too early, like you said, but I'm just saying Manchester United need to be playing better than that, otherwise it will catch up on them. 100%.
I think for me, yeah, you're right. I think you know what, I want more from the performances as well. I want performances. Yeah.
Oh, something this season.
Arsenal.
Yeah, no. Listen, I'm not about to do a Chelsea and shy away from it. De Bruyne being injured, when I saw it, I smiled because it does open the door a bit wider for Arsenal.
Foul.
That's nasty. That's nasty.
You must think I'm Generation Z or something, bruv. I don't give a shit, bro. You think back in the day, if I saw a player in the opposition get injured, I'm not like, that gives Arsenal.
You're a nasty guy. You're a nasty guy.
I don't give a shit, bro. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. One of their star players are out for 4 months, and you want me to shed a tear, bro? That's far from shedding a tear. Tears of joy. That it was closer to that than anything. But it does open the door.
Oh shit! Okay.
It does open the door, and I'm not gonna lie. If this De Bruyne injury impacts City like it should, considering it does look like they're weaker than last season with Gundogan and Mahrez out, then we must. But if City, similar to years gone by, ride through a big injury and still produce 85 points plus, it's hard to City are still favorites in that sense. We have to see how this injury impacts them short term to really know long term if the door's that much wider than it looks right now, because it does. Going into this season with City, you're worried about De Bruyne and Haaland, main two. Yes, they've got quality players all around and they've improved defensively with Gvardiol. I think that's the one area that they definitely have improved. We have to see. City have rolled through big injuries before. People have stepped up before. But if they are impacted by this, then Arsenal must. I'd be very, very I'd be angry, disappointed if City are impacted by this to the point where they hit 80 points and Arsenal don't win the league. I'd be disappointed in that.
De Bruyne's a big one.
Yeah, 80 points.
I feel like they can do a thing, man.
They can. That's the problem. It should have a big impact on them, but will it? That's what we're gonna find.
Certain games it will for sure, but over the course of the season, it remains to be seen.
Do you expect Arsenal to hit 90 points, or is it because you have Champions League now that the 84 you got last year is kind of similar to what you'd expect to hit again?
No, I think out of the season, I want more points through less goals conceded. We scored a hell of a lot of goals. I think it's our best ever or top or second best ever in terms of goals scored. So the goals conceded was a problem. We concede less this season. We score in and around the same amount as we did last year, which is plausible considering the age of our team and the age of our attack. Then we will have more points than 85. So I think
got Timber injured though. And you still got Jesus injured.
Timber's injured, and Champions League will be.
And Zinchenko,
I won't call it a problem. Zinchenko, what?
Zinchenko's still injured as well. He's injury. He seems like he gets injured fairly often, doesn't he?
Yeah, here and there. But I think he's been training for a few days, and then Palace ain't till Monday, so he's got another 6 days, 5 days to hopefully be ready. So he should be all right. Tomiyasu's there. I mean, we have got some depth in our defense. It's just that we're a couple players away from holding, and that's the big issue with Timber out, because we don't want that again this season. But yeah, Matisse, that answers your question, fulfills your Arsenal segment.
Yeah, I mean, it will suffice. It will suffice. It depends. When the window closes, we'll see what Man City do to respond. But yeah, man, I feel like I said, I just feel like if no one's gonna take advantage now, then damn, we in a real serious problem, because this would be 4 titles in a row. No one's ever done that, and you know they're going for every Man City fan will say it. They're going through a transition right now. You know, they're getting rid of Gundogan. They've obviously made the move on Mahrez, and they're bringing in, you know, Paqueta, and Foden's got to step up with a new role. They're in a bit of a transition. It doesn't seem like it because it's Man City. But if no one takes it, I always say, listen, you got to try and snag a title somewhere out of Man City's dominance.
Yeah,
you know, every 3 years or something, you got to try and take something. And if you can't, then you've just been the bridesmaid, and that's all you can be. And no one cares who the bridesmaid was in all of these title wins. No one's going to talk about it. So, yeah, it's a good year for someone anyway.
For someone, 100%,
right?
Bro, I want to be in there, bro.
Chelsea,
I'm taking Saeed's place.
The stories,
Saeed, you go play with them other man, bro. You go play with Brighton and Fulham and them, man.
Surely a few of you must have a chance if we're as depleted as you seem to believe.
Yeah.
Grizz is not gonna. Don't look at Grizz, bro.
Look, no. Wait, what do you mean? Don't look at me.
He's got a free, fair play. I like this.
Because, bro, until you get a 6, brother, you can't even field an 11, bro. Let's be honest. Your midfield balance is nasty.
That's why I'm staying out of it for now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you got to stay out of it.
I'm being realistic. I know my role, as the new phrase of the season is. Like, I know my role for now.
Know your role, exactly.
Yeah, I know my role for now.
It helps your mental state.
I can't believe what Saeed just said, bro. I actually can't believe it.
Know your role, man.
I'm perplexed.
Great man once said,
bro, this is your city, bro.
Do something. Say great man. Because Rock's a great man.
Listen, don't worry about
wise man.
Wise man.
Rock ain't no wise man.
Well, I just have to I've moved to a new area. I'm relaxing.
You know, I have a genuine fear that in 10 years, Man City could actually potentially be a bigger club than you.
Nah. Listen. Let's not do all that nonsense. You get me? Like, let's chill with that, man. We could talk about the way that they've organized this foundation. It's not built on anything really, because there's allegations that need to be met.
So are you just hoping others stop them? You're not gonna.
You're already guilty, brother. You've already found guilty, but you brushed it aside pretty quickly. Don't talk to me about allegations when you're guilty. Allegations. 115. You're guilty. You cheated.
I'm the 115 in the chat. Guys, you know what to do. 115. How many charges are there? 115. There we go.
When was the last time you finished above Man City in the league, Saeed?
There we go.
What was that?
When was the last time? So well, you can have the bigger club trophy. We'll take the finishing above you every season. That's fine.
There's a lot of trophies being handed out.
That was a serious question. Man United have got 3 European Cups. Man United have got 3 European Cups. Man City have already got 1. What's their favourites for the Champions League, right? This season,
I think they're winning this year as well,
bro. I'm telling you, if you keep relying upon other clubs to do your dirty work, bro, I'm telling you, you're gonna be having tough conversations when in 10 years' time. It's gonna be a long day.
Listen,
long day, bro.
I think you should worry about West London as well, because you have.
No, I don't have to worry. No, I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to worry about London. Period. I don't have to worry.
Oh,
Monkey.
Yo,
it took him an hour and 40 minutes, but okay. Chicken just came out.
Did anybody? The only team in London that won a trophy last season was West Ham. That's to my knowledge. So I'm not.
Wow. You know what I like about Matisse today? He came in very, very conservative, and now he's like, "Yo, man, it's Chelsea."
It's because of you. It's actually because of you. You're like your whole statement has rattled me so much that now I have to make up for your lack of confidence.
Chelsea.
No, you're wrong.
I have to make up for it because I'm actually disgusted. I'm actually disgusted with what you just said. So now I have to replace you.
Man.
I have to
Yeah, but
replace
you
you.
know, Saeed's won.
Now rise.
Saeed's won 4-0 away from saying they're winning it all. So you can't really do that.
100%.
You can't trust me, man.
If they
I'm so angry. I
Saturday
predicted
on
you
Saturday,
second.
Trust me, his energy will be different.
But this is why I don't
Listen,
like do it.
October, November, I could be a new person. So don't.
What a
Right
surprise.
now is what I feel right now. But October's another day, another month.
This is why I don't like doing predictions before the transfer window is over, because Toby had Tottenham in 5th above my team. Now he's telling me we must win the league. We must challenge. Even though he had my team behind his team a week ago. Now he's saying we must challenge. Literally 1 week later. And Saeed, I'm just so disappointed in myself that I put your team second. I'm relegating you guys, moving you down. I'm moving you down.
Go.
You know what we might have to do? We might have to say 3 changes after deadline day.
Yeah, give me a wild card. I beg of you.
You're allowed 3 changes after deadline day.
Please.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm with that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'm with that.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair. That's definitely fair.
Yep.
Because a lot of things can swing in one way or the other. So yeah. All right, cool. Well, hour 50. We haven't touched on Tottenham yet. Let me see what super chats are in. Laka says Zinchenko is back. If we can get a number 6, we don't need a defender. Personally, I'd love a Kudus and a defender like Gay. Ibby says, unfortunately, I think City will be insane defensively this season. We just need this Pep guy to get another hobby. Go watch EastEnders or something. Memphis says, we won't win the league because our priority is to win the Champions League, and we will win the Champions League. Memphis, United fan. Haaland is the only player that is very different profile at City. As long as he is still there, the rest are replaceable. And Ryan says, typical United, always getting lucky. Blatant penalty that the ref should have given. Saeed play like that against Arsenal or City, and you man are getting slapped. Hashtag lasers in for life. Cool. TOBS, Tottenham. I mean, Kane's gone away at Brentford. Me and you actually predicted 2-2. That's one of our correct scores.
You got 2 correct scores this week, innit?
Yeah. Took us off to a sick flyer,
Man City and Spurs, right?
Yeah. Serious, man.
Fair.
No games this season, man.
I mean, it's week 1. You need to slow your roll. But Brentford, I was impressed with Tottenham, man. I really was. First half was a little bit back and forthish. Brentford played some good stuff, and they deservedly equalized and went ahead. But Emerson Royale scored a really good goal, and yeah, man, we took control in the second half. I must say, life after, if that's what life after Harry Kane looks like, then it's life after Harry Kane is not that bad after all, because I feel like
already, yeah.
Didn't you just say it's just one game week? Don't get carried away.
No, that's what I said. I said it's just. I literally just said that.
Is that what you're doing to Harold? Yeah, Captain Harold.
I said, did you not listen to what I said? I said if that's what life after Harry Kane is like, then I could get used to that. I don't know if it's gonna be like that in game 2, game 3,
Harold like that.
But anyway, it was a good performance from Spurs. I thought Basuma, man of the match, excellent. Maddison was good. Destiny, our new left back, he was very good. Van der Ven, very good. Literally, they locked up that left hand side. To be honest, the only thing that was really bad for me about Spurs was our front 3, and the manager whether it's against United or in a couple weeks time or whatever, we need to do something about that attack, man. We really do. Like, it was just
anyone in particular.
I thought Richarlison was dog shit, and we're gonna need another striker for sure. I thought Son on the left hand side. We've been knowing this as Spurs fans. Son can't play like a touchline winger. That's just not his MO. Like,
no, definitely not.
Like, he was talking about bringing in someone like Jeremy Doku who can like burn players 1v1. Like, Spurs need that type of player, either this summer or next summer, to play it on the flanks. Kulusevski was poor. Well, I think he was the best of the 3, but he wasn't good. However, I feel like he is probably the one out of those 3 that can do that job better than the others. But yeah, it wasn't an easy game. So I'll give them that. Like, it wasn't an easy game. But that being said, the front three were awful, man. Like they got to do better. They have to do better. Richarlison needs to do more. Son, the manager's going to need to tweak something there, whether he moves Son central, whether he plays Son narrow and lets someone else hug the wide left area. He's got to do something because
right choice making Son captain.
Yeah, I think it was the right choice. I think it was the right choice because I feel like he is. When you look at all the senior players left, in the team, he's probably the only one that warrants the captaincy, right? Dyer is not good enough and he's leaving in a year, hopefully. Lloris is going to be gone in a matter of weeks. Ben Davies, he's not really going to be here long term. Højbjerg is on his way out as well. So Son was the right choice. So I'm not really too mad at the captaincy choices or the vice captaincy choices. I just feel like whether it's with the window in terms of buying another striker or a winger or tweaking things a little bit, we need to do something about that attack because it will be our Achilles heel if we don't sort it out.
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't think Son's a left winger anymore, man. They need to play him centrally. You link with that Leeds winger in it, Nonto. So I would go and get him. You got Orban as well there coming in. So there's a good nucleus for Tottenham to actually do well, you know. For me, Basuma was unbelievable, man. That guy, I wanted him at United 2 years ago, man. He's a quality player. I can't believe Conte, the words that he said about him. I don't know if you remember what he said about Basuma.
I remember. I was asking for him to start, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, again, Maddison, get me this guy, 2 assists, easy. So, listen, Tottenham they played some good football. First half was very, very good. The second half was a bit boring, both sides. Brentford just kind of sat back a little bit in that aspect. But you know what? For me, Tottenham, good. What I see in the first half, I think they'll do well under the new manager because they've got a philosophy. When you can see the philosophy of a manager so soon in one game, you know what? It's good. It's good stuff, man. So I would be very, very positive. Like Chelsea, very, very positive about their team in terms of the way they're going forward.
I was purring watching Basuma's performance. I'm a massive fan of Basuma, and obviously he had a horrible season last season, and everyone's forgotten about this guy. But he was 2 years ago, he was my number one choice for Liverpool. My number one, like, you know, obviously Moises Caicedo took over Basuma, and then he became my number one choice. But it was Basuma for me.
Class.
Loved him. Football club. Loved him.
Quality,
he was a really good player. Do you know what I mean? He's
still is a really good player.
And your left back, how you say his name?
Destiny Udogie.
My guy.
Quality, bro.
Gem there.
Quality
Absolute
performance.
gem. People watch this guy at left back for Spurs. He's a little monster. I mean, I don't know if Spurs is, you know, I mean, he can play at a high level. Bless him. You know what I mean? He needs to get away from that club, but he's a bad boy. Bad boy.
Yeah.
What so one more attacker in TOBS.
Well, they're looking at Gift, which I'm not going to complain about. Another Niger boy at the club. Bring him. But they're looking at Gift. They're looking to bring in one more centre back. I don't know if they're going to bring in another midfielder, but I feel like there have been some midfielders linked, and there have been some wingers linked as well. But I think, in all honesty, they need to get players out of the club. So there's a lot of players in our team who need to be moved on. So yeah, that's what they're focusing on at the moment. I feel like I can count at least like five players that we probably need to move on within the next week or so, and then make our moves for the final 2 or 3 signings. Spend some of that Kane money and have as best crack as possible on this season, man. See what we can do.
I do think there's got to be pressure for Richarlison to be starting.
I put the pressure last week.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, this guy, he should be the starting striker this season. I know Son could be moved central, and I actually do agree. I saw your Tottenham show earlier that he should be probably moving inside to the centre position, because when you look at him, you're getting him. What you want from him is his finishing. You don't really look for anything else. Both feet he can finish. Do you know what I mean?
He won't do the dirty work that
Richarlison, but Richarlison exactly. But the reason why I say it is not to take the piss, but For Tottenham, 60 million is a big outlay. They don't just buy you for 60 million and then replace you for another 60 million like Chelsea or City, or do you know what I mean? Like when they spend 60 million on you, you must deliver. You know, you have to. So when we're looking at Richarlison, you've got Premier League experience. You know, you've scored your goals at lower teams where you haven't had as much possession. This is now a team that are going to be on the front foot. You got Maddison, one of the best chance creators. I was looking at chance creators today because obviously Elise is on that list as well. And Maddison and Elise are the only players from outside the top 7-8 teams, right? And they've created enough chances to be in the top 10. And they just didn't have the strikers last season to be, you know, getting maybe more assists because it was like Mateta and Ayew, and you look at Leicester's strikers. You've got Maddison behind you, and this guy is putting in brilliant set pieces in one of the goals. He's a fantastic creative player, and his record has said that for years and years and years. And everybody knows it because he's been rubbed out in the England team. He should have been in the England team ages ago. So for me, Richarlison, there's no excuses, man. Especially if Kulusevski plays to the level I think he should, and he will. I think, because I still rate Kulusevski. Then if they get another left wing or someone, and there's no excuses, man. Got an attacking manager.
I agree. There's no hiding place for Richarlison this season. He must. Right, Harry Kane. I've always felt that Harry Kane was leaving this summer, which is why I put the caveat. Even if Harry Kane was staying, I wanted double figures from Richarlison in the league. Now that Harry Kane is gone, I don't care who we bring in. You have to be hitting minimum 15 to 17 Premier League goals, man. Sorry, like playtime's over. I'm sorry, like that performance he put in against Brentford was cheeks, and I know he's capable of playing better than that, and I want to sympathize with him because Brentford had a three-man defense and they're actually quite resolute defensively. Like they set up in a flat back five, so it was difficult for us to find space in the second half. But unfortunately, now that you're the starting striker, this is the level of scrutiny that he's going to be under, and he has to firm that scrutiny and he has to deliver. Even his finishing as well. I know it's only 2 opportunities. Sorry, my light keeps popping off for some reason, but he only had 2 opportunities in the game. But like, can you angle your shots? Like, don't just be a predictable striker. Angle your shots, man. Like, do something different, because these are the questions teams are going to be. These are the questions that Spurs fans are going to be asking of him as the starting striker in an attacking setup as well. There's no hiding.
Hope.
Yeah,
there's hope with him. I can
honestly,
see it.
yeah, like there was no finesse or precision to it. Like you're just striking the ball. So he needs to be better. There's no hiding place for Richarlison this season. No. There isn't.
Bro, there's no hiding place for Romero, World Cup winner. You're the most.
Romero scored our goal, bro.
I know, but I'm just saying for the season, I know he can score you a goal and he can be a great ball playing defender, but you've got to show much more maturity in that defense now. You can't be diving in. You know, you're leading that back line. You got a new centre back next to you, the right back as well. There's been questions over Royale. I know he's played
one of the captains as well.
Like, yeah, Romero's got to be the centre back that you spoke of him to be this season. No more rash challenges and red cards and crap, because you've changed your entire back line. Your goalkeeper, your left back. So he's the one stationary, stable guy. So he's got to hold it together. He's got to hold it together.
You're definitely right. But I don't have any worries with Romero this season. I think he'll be one of our best players this season. Genuinely, I don't really have any worries with him. I'm putting it, but you're right though. I think he needs to come back stronger. Last season was not good. Obviously, he scored his first goal this season against Brentford. So
you're the only Tottenham fan that rates Romero. You know that, by the way.
No,
you're the only Tottenham fan.
No, I'm not.
Honestly, you're the only Tottenham
fan that rates
not. Romero.
I'm definitely not.
It's a bit of a wild statement.
No. Honestly. Every
it's crazy.
Fan I speak to, they don't rate Romero.
It's crazy. And the funny thing is, SAEED talks a big game about Romero being rash. Yeah, I'm seeing the butcher literally cutting man's legs apart on the football pitch, sliding in dirty challenges, and SAEED don't say nothing. He don't say nothing. It's only Romero that's the
cannot compare Lisandro Martinez to that bomb. And I don't really use that word bomb because I just think, you know what?
There's better words out there. And I'm glad you're pulling him above.
He's a bomb.
Yeah, cool.
He ain't good enough for Tottenham Hotspur. And you'll find out again. And you'll get disappointed again. Oh, Romero, what's he doing? Sure. What did you say last year? I'll fight him. I'll go find him and I'll fight him. I'm
going to go watch him.
Listen,
you go watch him.
Listen, Saeed, we're going to be playing a different style, so you're going to see a different Romero this season. If he doesn't deliver, fine, I'll hold my hands up. But I just don't like you. I don't like it when you speak on Romero's rashness and recklessness. These times, you've got the butcher in there, butchering man, and you don't say a word.
These are one-off situations that don't.
They're not one-off. They're not
to our team.
These are
they're not to the detriment of your team.
They're most definitely not one-off situations. I can count at least 2 times last season where I've seen this guy commit red card offenses and nothing's been given. Nothing's been given. So please don't talk. Yeah. Just do the talking on the football pitch, right? We're playing each other. We're playing each other on Saturday. So talk smoky on Friday.
Oh, no, we talk Thursday.
I'll leave it for Friday.
Friday. Oh, fuck.
We got
playing.
No, Thursday.
They still have talk smoky on Thursday. Yeah.
Save it for Thursday.
It's true.
Okay.
Let me get this.
See that, man? I make people rise to the occasion, man. Matisse first, now Toby. That's
apart
what
from
we
your
do,
own
man.
team. Apart from your own team. Apart from your own, know your role.
Listen,
you make everyone rise, but make his own team like, know our role.
Let me get the Spurs super chats in. HW says Kulu going under the radar. He was compared to Saka a year ago and he's returned 2 goals in the Premier League. Sancho vibes with his lack of burst.
Yeah, I was hearing Luis Diaz comparisons, but anyway.
And Ahmed said Tobes, Eddie and Nketiah or Richarlison?
Richarlison.
And why did the Saka versus same thing, Kulu comparison die so fast?
Don't react.
It ain't easy out here.
Whatever, man.
For a long
Don't
season.
react.
I'm not. I just said whatever, bro. Yeah.
Eddie and Nketiah all day long, man.
Della Spurs says, I don't think our fans realize the impact of Kane leaving. We lose 30 goals and don't buy a top 10 striker, 62 goals conceded, and we buy only 1 centre-back. Levy gets away with it again. Spurs will get 9th. And that is the Spurs super chats out the way. We've already passed 2 hours, people. So apologies because I've missed 55 super chats. So apologies to every single one that I couldn't get in. I don't know how to make up for. You know what? I'm thinking to take pictures of the super chats
mate,
and try and get it. There ain't no refund button on YouTube, my bro. Otherwise I actually would hit it right now. But before we round it up, first prediction table of the season is updated and it's looking like.
What's the point of showing after 1 week? Why are you all happy? Look at that. Look at that start.
Oh shit.
Out of traps, bruv.
Fuck.
Oh,
what is
first
this?
game. Yeah, I didn't get any perfect results, man. I was a bit, but slow burner. We'll be there.
This is actually
Saeed is definitely a creeper.
What was your
rise, but we rise.
3-0 City and 2-2 Brentford.
You just gotta stop Saeed winning 4 in a row.
Yeah, it's long.
I just need the teeth bottom again.
You know what? It could be this season. It's right.
For the people listening on audio platforms, I'm top 2 correct scores, 8 points. Tobes in second, 1 correct score, 6 points. Then it's GRIZZ, Hugh, and Saeed on 4 points, and Matisse on 3 points. Still very, very early days anyway, people. Make sure you follow us on social.
Why is Matisse getting cooked? Like, it's the first game, man.
Oh, I'm fuming. I'm fuming.
He's taking his rightful spot. But listen, follow us on socials. I'll post the tables there. I'll post the predictions there. I'll post the updates there. Like we just said, we will be back here Thursday at 9 p.m. to preview game week 2. Spurs United in that one. So Saeed and Tobes will pick up where we've just left off. And Mank Talk is also back this week, Thursday or Friday, midday, one of those days. But listen, if you're subscribed with the notification bell on, then you'll be here regardless. If you've missed it, then Mank Talk came back to the Big Six channel last week. Make sure you go watch it because it was an entertaining one. Big up Big Steve as well. And yeah, we're going to call it a night here, people. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. It's still 9K. Make sure you subscribe right here and to the individual channels. Me, Saeed, GRIZZ, Tobes, Matisse, Hugh, and THUGGERY. All of the channels are there. And more importantly, big up Manscaped 2 sponsoring the channel. 20% off TB620. Show them some love too, people. And we'll be back Thursday. Make sure you're here. Love for the love. We're out. Peace.